Halo guys, let's go. Come back again. Kita langsung aja guys, bersantai dulu guys ya. Gue mau ambil makan dulu boleh nggak guys? Halo Joseph, halo Angga.
Specifically showed a lot of that. To me, two players to stand out, Chronicle and Alpha. I think that we can literally highlight all of them, but to me, that duo, especially on the last map, was something out of this world.
Yeah, I think as well, give lots of credit to Fnatic today.
Guys, gue ambil makan dulu boleh guys ya? Ambil makan ya.
It's got to be a wake-up call for NRG though.
Makan bentar ya. Boleh nggak? Boleh nggak?
Fnatic employ sorry with his Cypher didn't even need to rely on it too much. Again, the first half, they were getting so much value time after time from this default. I'm not just talking about space. I'm talking about a number of times that actually NRG were feeding into it, giving away kills on the extremity, and they don't have as many options with this composition. Again, the utility stops that initial site here. They dump all this utility, their side of the harbor utility, their side of the vibe pool, but Fnatic were coming away from those situations like 2 for 1, time and time again.
It was truly a dismantling of what the idea was from NRG, and Fnatic, they just clicked heads incredibly well and had incredible coordination, but I actually do want to hear a little bit more from the players. We actually do have, let's see who's over there. It's my boy Durka standing by for the Rise and post-match interview with Yinsu. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy and the Des. I'm joined by Durka here from Fnatic. Durka, congratulations. Now, over your career, you have never played against NRG, which I think is crazy. Now you have. What did you think of that match?
It was a fun match. It's kind of like what I wanted, and I've been wanting to play them for a long time, and I wanted that win too because they have been a huge core and like a really good team over the past like 2-3 years.
Now, on Bind, I feel like before the Icebox Fnatic era, everybody said that you were the best team on Bind. Now Bind is back in the pool. Do you think that you can take that title and again be the best team?
Yeah, sure. Our Bind is good. We like the map. I think everybody likes the map, and we really did a lot of work on it. I'm having a lot of fun, and like I think me, Boster, and Minim missed the map a lot, and now we're glad to be back.
You played Sova on Bind, Chamber on Bind, Raze on Bind. What's your favorite? What's been the most fun?
I think Chamber. I got
Really?
PT from B to A all the time.
Oh, there we
and
go.
I was calling the map too, so it was fun for me.
On the defense side, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of the calling, Minnie spoke a little bit about Leo's calling on Fracture. So talk us through about, you know, what Leo brings to the team and how does that work? Like, does Leo give some mid-round calls?
Yeah, Leo gives good mid-round calls. He remembers really good the anti-strats and reactions that we have to do, or like if certain players does this, or we can do this instead. So he brings a like good atmosphere and also like tells us what to do or when we should like re-push something because he has more information as initiator, and I think he's super good at it.
Well, very great asset to have. Thank you so much, Durka, for joining me, and best of luck in your next game. We're going to throw to the Prime Gaming post-match highlights here, but on the back of that, we're going to be bringing you Paperrex versus DRX.
It's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Two teams who have never had their paths crossed before, but they find themselves at a crossroads here in Tokyo as they get ready for what can only be considered one of the greatest matches that we're going to be served. It's NRG, it's Fnatic, it's time.
It's going to be another hit towards B. This time Chronicle finding gorgeous timing, and Durka does too. It's back and forth again. Nice.
Dude, I'm jealous of myself. I feel like I'm in an out-of-body experience right now. Watching these two teams.
And off of the pace of Fnatic are showing energy is going to try to fill with some of their own on the southern side, but they've got to be able to hold them back for now. On the side, in the sand, Durka drawing all over the place and getting the kills that he needs. The first half was a brawl, but the second half felt like all Fnatic all the way, and they take Fracture 13-9.
Absolutely it was. And the trades come in from Alpha, yes. Pinpoint, accuracy, top of the box.
Finesse in a 1v2. He's healthy, he's got a Phantom Poster, and Alpha, you're not nearly as lucky. He gets one, he gets both. In the Cascade, Sam has to tuck right back out. Durka doing well to keep him back. He's gotten two, he gets three. It's a trap, do they check him? No, they don't. It's just one though. And the Singer's just not enough in that scenario. Boaster's fragging, Boaster's farming. Meanwhile, NRG, they've been squelched, they've been suffocated, they've been stymied.
Every day, non-stop grinding.
On the graves of the fallen, Fnatic raise their flag.
Katie. She's on Verizon, and she has the new My Plan, where she gets exactly
copyright!
what she wants and only pays for what...
Oncom mana teh? Pagi ini anaknya makan gitu ya. Anaknya nonton siapa guys kita guys? Nonton siapa guys enaknya guys? Nonton siapa? Pijat. Gua nonton sebelahnya guys ya, kalian nonton ini guys ya. Gua nonton Ryuji aja, nonton Ryuji bentar guys. Mic check Paperrex cok, bener juga cok. Juga kalian.
We got a simple goal, okay guys? We gotta make them tech pause. That's all we wanna do, okay?
Okay, let's go.
We win if they tech pause.
Let's go, boys. It will be easy game. I think. Yeah, easy game.
On the main turret.
Ready? I can begin now.
Go, go.
Are you just stun? Stun.
Nothing.
Push, go push, RB.
I mean, I think I mean.
One target. One. Go to ER, get target. In, side. Hold it back. Nice. RB inside. One is behind. Nice. You can spy, guys. Behind my nice.
More.
Put together.
Evan.
I got it. I'm below.
Together. Okay. Fight draw heaven.
Yeah, GG, play looks this. Yeah, shorty just now.
Go. Careful one shorty, boys.
Nice!
Come some more. Come heaven. Come
Shorty!
Come heaven some more.
Fight!
Come some more.
I have leader, I can wait together. I stun.
Maybe one stand, huh?
I already stun the main. I think let's go stun side and then we go in now. Go! Stun! Go! Left side.
Good job, man.
One side, one more. In.
One coming
Maybe
stand.
together, Ilya. Go. Nice. Diffusing. I'm in left side. Oh, cannot destroy it. Well played, Jason. Good job.
Let's go.
Diffuse. GG. Wait for my stun. 5 seconds, please. Just protect this. I got tower stun.
One here, he saw me.
Green box. Stun in box. Green box and active. One time. Inside. Nice, one more Evan. Inside. Heaven. And canted. Please don't canted. Shorty heaven for sure. Canted right side. One HP.
One right side, huh?
Wait for city. Heaven. Gun. You can hit him if you want, Jay.
30 seconds left.
Nothing mean. Yeah, go.
Target and heaven last, Shorty. Nice! Come back, please. Let's go. Nice.
Don't underestimate my sheriff.
I go.
Ulting you.
Ru ya lah mereka ngomong ya guys ya.
Go, guys. Go.
Stunning me. Amen. Amen, boys.
Oh, it's too easy. Just go CT. How many times I tell you the game plan?
One side.
They know about me.
They're gonna ulti, yeah.
Open up the sky. One set. One ever. Oh my god, they're so hammered.
Nice. One more, 2d4. On top side. You have blast or something?
Alek marah, Alek.
On top side.
Wait, 5 seconds.
Okay, stun for me later.
Yes, I go stun like this. Wait a bit. 1 second. Stun. One city.
Oh, back side. One more side.
One enemy remaining left. One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
GG.
Defenders win.
You're doing great, guys. I got nothing to say. It's beautifully played.
I
will like to say, try to be a little bit happier. All right, everybody's intense right now. Okay, so let's have a little bit more cheer. Aaron, let's ducking more shout. Okay. Give me shower.
My playstyle now.
Sorry?
This is my playstyle now.
Playstyle to duck?
Yeah. Corsair is big now.
Buma 10 pick.
Maybe behind the water. Careful.
Coach kalau ngomong nggak kedengeran guys. Kalau nggak timer nggak kedengeran.
Goes out. Let's go.
Easy.
I'm ulting. On the left.
Hey, shot. I got it, guys. I'm walling. Going heaven. Heaven.
Okay. Come. Put it Omen.
Omen heaven.
Omen TP. Okay.
Heaven coming. Nice. Bomb drop.
One more.
Aku.
Down A.
I can.
Okay, one shot.
30 seconds
One
left.
left.
Green box and jet.
Last
Nice.
player standing.
Green box. Jet.
Kanan Don.
In
He
the
was
jet or
there.
right side?
There. Side now. He put turret now. Yeah, side.
Found them.
Ilya, what the fuck?
Let's go.
Cheater.
One more. Wait, yeah, wait.
Spike down B.
I'm jogging.
Go, 1, 2, 3, go.
Down. Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
One enemy remaining.
120.
My ultimate is ready.
120 kills first.
Alarm bot out.
Spike planted.
Do reset.
Placing swarm grenade.
Kalah nih guys. Ini masih tegang nih, kalah soalnya kan. Mulai.
Satu CT kayak lu.
Gua main.
Satu CT masih.
Backside.
Coba backside.
Udah.
One enemy remaining. Attackers win.
Careful, he can time in the flash.
Okay. I go open door, Jason. I go open door.
Time po.
Pak Nero ya, sabar ya.
Out, need it. I don't have time.
I go open the...
I'm holding this.
Oh, okay. I go open this. Out.
Where are
Coming out. It's okay, give.
Spike
I'm
down
happy
B.
there.
I'm gonna kill Steady.
Hey, punching.
Peripherals.
Wait.
One dead.
Going.
Say.
Piper going. Don't fight. Bisa ada penuh, Piper. Tadi. Ada dong, Kak.
Ada dong.
Satu kita.
Poison's off.
Aku open door, Piper.
He going garden.
One enemy remaining. Last player
Hey,
standing.
Backside maybe.
I have garden.
Gagal don't do just now. Dapat dia.
Pam. Mental brothers.
Dia smoke one way. I'm out.
Wait, sound.
Mana camera kau kan?
Udah hilang, udah aku attack. Kamu itu ya.
Take corp, and...
Lalu kau take corp ya?
Masih.
Bagi
Ngelik.
aku.
I open door again,
Okay.
I open door.
Belum mulai.
Killjoy C, Viper C, guys. We cannot go.
Kalian dari sini ya guys.
Only raise jumping spot.
No.
Smoke C. Go away, guys. Go away. No, cannot.
Viper and Killjoy sih. Wait, itu jangan.
Viper Killjoy.
Wait. I think you don't.
Wait. You want me to pick or no?
Just go pick. Viper behind. Yeah, I'm smoking now.
Who's that?
Go from door. Go from Seagate. Go from
They
Race, yeah.
coming. Let's go. I dog here. Open door.
Abras got it.
Go from. I buy him.
Let's
Go
go.
dowing. I just flash. Yes,
Toko.
Kayak dari videonya aja guys. Udah ada nih.
We got a simple goal, okay guys?
They smoke one way. I'm out.
Wait, sound.
No.
Smoke C.
Ngelek
Go away,
cowok,
guys.
ngelek dari
Go away.
sana cowok.
No, cannot.
Viper and Killjoy sih. Wait, itu jangan.
Viper Killjoy.
Wait. I think you don't.
You want me to pick or no?
Just go pick.
Yeah, I'm smoking now.
Go from door, go from tree guys, go from tree.
Race, yeah.
They coming. I duck here. Open door.
Upper's got it.
Go from. I'm by him. Move out.
Kalau DRX lagi bang, nggak tahu dapetnya DRX.
Kill him, guys. Kill him. Go B. Go B. Go boy, I watch this.
Go back.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
Punching. I have camp. Preview us. Ada deh, awan. Hai!
Bangsat, aku mati dengan Molly, bangsat. Shot. We can fuck him,
No, stop. Go contact A, guys. Fake. Attack A?
Son, kau boleh ulti main, Son. Then you guys can go out. Okay, stay.
Can you flash him first or not?
Yeah, sabar.
I have full sight.
Just pause there.
For you, GG.
Okay.
Nice job.
Give me the box. Nothing.
I'm going out now.
Yeah, go ulti.
Something mana bang? Something ini guys.
Take your time, Jeron.
Maybe it's just bounce somehow.
Okay, they're gonna push you guys.
Something nggak main cok. Ada masalah visa dulu belum kelar nih saya.
Let's go, Son.
Let's go now.
Oke.
Go now, boy.
Go front. I can beat, guys. Yep.
Wait down. Molly.
It's okay. Kill first.
Can I go now?
30 seconds left.
Go. They're gonna fake it back. Careful, step.
I got. Backside.
Oh ini masalah ternak atau Jason?
Backside.
Son anjir.
Two. Just like. Basic.
Enggak dari PC gua cok.
Last player standing.
Together.
Spike.
Aaron!
Holy shit! I heard Arte, holy shit.
Suaranya buset dah.
Run. Aaron. Tadi sama Ron.
Sky Harbor A. I'm smoking now.
Right.
Ayo banget ya. Masalahnya pas grand final anjir.
I'm only hall. Let's go now.
Apa here?
No. Reset. Can you kill? Go wait a bit.
Hey,
I need kill.
Yeah, come here.
Okay, do two, guys. Do two. Let's go do two. One break before this.
You need to set spider. Aaron, set spider.
Here.
Holy shit, look at the turret, guys. The turret, no more turret, okay, in mid.
Oh ngelag lagi tuh bang. Masalah katanya videonya cok.
I think just smoke it right for us. You guys need to make noise. Yeah, you cannot.
30 seconds left.
Ini ngelag banget sih cok.
You have to do something now, guys.
Ngelag banget sih guys.
Let's go now, guys.
Jason nih bos. New Year New You look. Anjay. 4 second nih bos.
10 seconds.
4. Oh ini ngelag cok. Counter gue ngelag.
Go plan.
Cover.
Halo, aman ya,
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
You placed me, bro! Nobody, you placed me!
I can't. I need to delay for Aaron planting.
30 seconds left.
Nothing. Should be right. 1A should be rotated. I think 1 is ready.
RB ready.
Okay, bro. I'm gonna duck. Coming in, man.
Itu gua gak ada tisu lagi tuh bawahnya.
10 seconds left.
I can hear you.
Spike planted.
I suggest you move. Flash.
Let's go!
Holy shit! Insane!
Djaja, say the word.
Easy!
Just keep marking Ilya.
Yes,
Got
yes.
vendor. Let's call cover.
I will wall
Juga ada something kuat banget ya mereka ya guys ya.
Take Uka. I think be execute again, boys. They're gonna be direct.
Okay, let's call it.
Later. They're taking Uka. And against Uka or no?
No, I wall. Okay, I wall. I've got wall.
This is not really
Oh, no, on side. No, that is.
coming.
So below. I
Got
got
flash.
two.
Got flash.
I'm in.
I can flash one.
One copy, I think just a wave or something.
Under Uka.
going out.
Wait a bit. Under.
Under cover. Under cover one.
I'm out.
In the bubble.
Seek them out.
Backside, low backside.
Below
Last player standing.
Yes, ito.
Last player standing.
I know.
Udah mulai coy.
I know.
Nice!
What's up, adios?
What's up? Let's go.
Holy shit, ace, abang.
Let's go.
They're not taking out the shower.
Belum main cok, Ilya belum main cok.
Long journey and it's
Wait,
been
wait,
tough for
wait,
PRX.
Gua nggak ada kill lagi.
Something
Wait.
anything is
Yes,
really
smoke.
benefit
After smoke,
for
instantly
the
go, okay?
team because he play without fear. He plays so confident with his aim. I'm the flexible role now and it's also new for me and I think I have to like learn more about flexible role and I hope I can do better as well. When I was playing duelist, I just shoot people around, but now I play on flexible role like sentinel or like initiator. With the flexible role, you cannot push like crazy because utility support is important for the team. So I think that's the like biggest difference. So I have to be more disciplined and play with the team as well. I kind of feel a bit nostalgic because all the players is almost the same, right? Like Fnatic, Navi is the old FPX, and then Liquid. Some of the Liquid members are like Gambit. We met them in Berlin. Then from NS like NRG and Loud, we met them like how many times? I can't remember in any event. It's like all the same players all over again. I would say all of the playstyle is a bit similar like last time because PRX is always be chaotic. In every tournament it's always gonna be chaotic and it's gonna be fun to watch PRX. I mean, of course every team wants to win, right? We're trying so many times in Masters and the best one that we get only like second place, so I think we want to leave it the trophy in Masters. We'll see, we're just trying our best.
I mean, we talk about teams that haven't won a trophy yet that are due for one, and Kukuka, I feel like we should put Paperrex in that list as well.
Oh yeah, completely. I think that they have some crazy runs that they have been on the spotlight more
Let's
than
go.
once, and I think that we could say the same
Penting nggak
about
ada
their
bang, emang nggak ada kan lo gue bilang,
Yeah,
cok
I mean,
nggak
let's talk
ada.
about DRX. I mean, you guys spoke a little bit about maybe this is a good time for Paperrex to play against DRX because they don't have something. It's better to have a familiar opponent, but Bala, I can't help but feel the same because DRX has not been the same DRX we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I think during group stages, you continue to have that narrative about DRX not looking very similar, you know, looking like they have some internal issues. And I think we could obviously see that with some of the external decisions that they're making. You saw Zest again in the roster and in the lineup
Something visanya masih
just a
masalah,
moment ago,
guys.
and that is continuing to be a question mark for
Gue
people.
bilang,
They played
something
Fox
visanya
Hunt
masih
all
masalah,
season
belum
long.
kelar
And
visanya guys
for
ya.
me, I look at DRX against PaperX, I think you might need to fight fire with fire. And use Foxy9 in that method, but it didn't work out in the upper bracket final, and yeah, I think that they're reeling from that decision.
Yeah, they still have that decision to make today, but I think it's just surprising to see that we have a tournament where DRX are not favorites, and the spotlight is not on them, and they barely made it out of groups.
But they still did. It's
yeah,
DRX.
they still did.
They still did. And speaking of DRX, they are standing by with Sideshow right now. Let's see what they had to say.
Marco, can I get you for a quick word? Thank you. Okay, we've got Jen here for the interview too. You've played against PaperX a lot recently. Are you feeling more confident in getting the win this time around?
이제 페이퍼렉스 상대로 올해 많은 경기를 펼쳤는데 이번에 복수하고 승리할 자신이 있나요?
사실 그 전까지 컨디션이 별로 안 좋았어가지고 졌던 것 같은데 요즘은 저희 선수들 모두
마코니
다
보스!
컨디션도 좋기 때문에 이번에는 이길 것 같아요.
I think the times when we lost to PaperX, we weren't really feeling it on that day, but I feel like everyone is in a prime form, we're in a good form, and we're feeling okay today, so I think we're going to beat them with no problem.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for the interview. Well, I'll let you get back to the rest of your team.
Ooh, Oh, those are big words. If he had said that normally, I'd be like, yeah, of course they're going to say that. But Barley, you know, you mentioned Zest versus Foxy Knight. It is going to be Zest today. Mako seems to think that that's, I guess, is working out for them. They're very, very confident.
He says they feel good. And if they feel good, I guess that means the DRX is going to be good. Not like the entire group stage.
PRX masih bisa menang bang, soalnya kelihatannya agak susah sih.
And slow starts, which you
bukannya
don't
remake ke
see for
DRX,
DRX
tapi ternyata sekuat, gak sekuat kalau ada something. Ya bener lah guys, mana misalnya lu tim berlima nih, lu berlima, biasa lu berlima, kuat-kuatnya lagi berlima, tiba-tiba satu pemain lu lagi sakit, harus digantikan, mau gak mau jadi hilang kan powernya, mau gak mau cok. Tapi at least mereka bisa mencoba guys ya. Ini rematch beneran apa? Tapi emang beneran rematch cok. Grand final rematch tapi di Master Tokyo. Percayain hantu kelantan. Gua harap Davai panas banget, Jason panas banget. Wah.
It's really interesting to me because I think everywhere across, other than like EG when they put in Demon 1 to start things off, all the other 6-man rosters are not here at Tokyo. They're struggling to move forward, and I think DRX is learning.
Oh, di rematch tuh maksudnya karena Grand Final kan udah menang PRX. Ketemu lagi lah di Master Tokyo jadi rematch, cok.
Exact same situation where it's like, what is the actual idea here with the 6-man roster?
Ada yang mustahil kok bang. Iya sih nggak ada yang mustahil.
The pressure seems to be on DRX. We have seen this in the
past. Udah nge-pick agent, cok. Sky. Siapa tuh Sky? Tigaret Sky. TGRS Sky guys, Tigaret.
그냥 조금 울먹거리는 것 같아요. 근데 그래서 지금 기분은 되게 좋으면서도 그 안에 이제 있었던 일들 생각하니까 조금 생각이 나가지고 그랬던 것 같아요.
I mean, Kukuka, you can understand why he was getting emotional.
Kenapa sih Dava? Something kemana? Something visanya belum jadi.
Dig them out of every single hole when they're not doing well.
And also everybody.
Oh, rematch itu gue ganti aja. Kalian nanyanya kenapa rematch bang?
Everybody, you know, has at least him on the list of the best controllers in the world, and I think that he feels that personal responsibility of with all these changes going around, I have to be consistent. I have to be keeping this up, and not only myself, I have to pull everybody back up.
Yeah, sure, and particularly in this matchup, right?
Kita dong bang, pertama kali desain PRX gimana ceritanya? Pertama, gua waktu itu lagi nge-YouTube, terus buka Instagram, lalu ada iklan Instagram, dicari konten creator, lalu aku daftar, lalu aku interview, lalu aku diterima, seperti itu guys. Jaman masih 50.000 subscriber kalau nggak salah.
But it puts a lot on Mako, and especially when you see the form of Buzz and RB and just stacks even you could add into the group stage, it's very fluctuating. It's variable all over the place. Whereas Mako is that guy who has to consistently be there for this team.
Jadi setelah Master Tokyo kelar ya bang, nggak ada Champions Los Angeles.
Here is Stacks as well, giving us his thoughts on fighting through the group stage before this rematch against PaperX.
그리고 이제 첫 맵은 저희가 조금 비몽사몽한 느낌이 좀 있어가지고 진 것 같고, 그리고 2, 3맵은 저희가 이제 진짜 완벽한 커뮤니케이션, 완벽한 팀플레이로 해서 이긴 것 같아서 기분은 좋아요. 테스트를 다시 넣게 돼서 넣고 이겨서 다행이고, 플레이오프 못 갈 것 같다라고 생각한 적은 없습니다. 솔직하게 말하면은 어쩔 때 한 번씩 뭐 긴장될 거나 뭔가 조금 압박받을 때 있기는 한데
PRX udah dapat slot champion, udah pasti dapat guys.
해봤고, 그리고 이제 우리가 이제 할 것만 한다면 된다는 마인드이기 때문에.
There are some key ults here close. I mean, there's one. I wasn't even talking about that one.
PRX는 퍼시픽에서 저희를 2위로 만들었던 팀이기 때문에 저희가 이제 다시 복수를 한다는 느낌으로 다시 인정을 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 그리고 이제 다 자기 5명끼리 말 맞춰서 한다는 거 자체가 좀 신기한 것 같기도 하고, 거기서 개인기량도 뽑아낸다는 게 진짜 5명 다 키플레이인 것 같아요. 제가 최고의 선수라고 자신 있게 말할 수 있을 때는 제가 세계 무대에서 타이틀을 땄을 때일 것 같고요. 언제든 세계 무대에서 우승 트로피를 딸 때까지 포기하지 않을 예정입니다.
I mean, this is a thing. Stack said it. They were dethroned. They are no longer the kings.
Tapi DRX kemarin turun, Cok. Pas di grup stage menurut gua agak kurang DRX mainnya ya. Tersengak-sengak, Cok. Hampir kalah mereka.
Finals against Paperrex. Do you think the maps that we saw there are we going to see again here? Do Paperrex lean into those?
I mean, the thing is that Paperrex did have a couple of bans for that one, and DRX could not ban any map. Still, as I said, they had to. Paperrex had to perform a reverse sweep to actually close that one out. I think that this is going to be very close. Maybe it has to do with comfort on both sides, depending on who's going to be playing. Because we have to think of CGRS.
Yeah, tapi DRX belakangan ini lagi kurang, guys. Lagi kurang. Lagi nggak konsisten mainnya.
Lotus, and he's
like, okay,
do this or Fracture. Like, I really want to do it, and I think that comes into play.
I think that's the key point, right? How do you want to fit in CGRS, and how do you actually expand again?
Or how much do you care that he's there? You
right.
know? Like, you don't want to change anything else.
But you do have an element of trying to get prepped with the ideas. For me, Paperrex is always a team that doesn't have deep strat books, but they have deep ideas. They have so many. They have a list of things like, oh, it'd be cool if we stunned like this. It'd be cool if we did this, and they are able to capitalize on that. They practice those like little micro plays, and that is what makes it look like they have an expansive. I mean, you can combo any little thing. And that is really, really tough to get used to as a player who's coming in if you haven't practiced those specific maps. But it does allow you to end up being super flexible with that, because it doesn't have to learn all these protocols, right? He just learns, okay, these are the types of things that you guys like to do. So it does take a little bit of time, but thankfully they have had time, right? They've known for a while that something is not going to play. They've known for a while, everybody's been here since the beginning of the group stage. They've been watching everything, and that's a lot of time to get up to speed and scrim. And you saw what Sometime did for Fnatic here. They looked insane in that first matchup.
Yeah, I love the point that you both made about, you know, the change of game plan. They should just be focusing on maps that CGRS is a little bit more comfortable in, because Kakuka, if we remember back in EMEA, Harmy, Kamek, Zeish, Weber, every single team unanimously said when they had to sub, they unanimously said when they had to sub someone in was, we had to limit our map pool and just focus on one or two, because we just don't have the time and resources to try and get 7 maps down. It doesn't make sense. So Kakuka, do you feel like maybe that changes things for Paperrex?
Yeah, I think that this is a very special situation, because if Paperrex had a one strong IGL that has been head-to-head with the coach, just thinking everything out, have very clear compositions and a very clear idea of how they want to interpret the entirety of the map pool as having a very clear playstyle, I think it would be something different. To me, it really feels like everybody is bringing something onto the table, being like, okay, I'm playing this agent, so I'm just going to prepare, and the rest is going to be playing this. I'm going to prepare some combos. Let's prepare some micros that we can just execute on the spot.
I think the point that I've always been trying to make about Paperrex is, no matter what we think they should do, they're always going to try to do the opposite. Like, literally look out for what the opposite is. I wouldn't be surprised they listen to like some of the pundits and say, oh, okay, we're just going to do the opposite. Unless it's Brennan, they just play Harbor Viper on his
nggak main, Bang. Iya, nggak main. Yes.
There's moments like that. It just, to me, proves that Paperrex is super flexible.
Well, they banned Haven and Split the last time they played against DRX, but that was not on the international stage. They're about to face each other now. Let's send it down to the coaches and find out the picks and bans and the maps we're going to be seeing today.
Okay, let's go.
All right, congrats both of you on playoffs since you guys joined us. So you'll be higher seed coming into this. Do you want Team A or Team B? Team B. Okay, so DRX, you will be Team A, and we'll start with your first band. Lotus, your band.
Lotus pasti, Cok. Lotus mereka kalah terus.
And so map number 1 from DRX. Split, side on split. Map number 2.
Big bind.
Bind, side on bind.
Gila, sampai kayak attack lo, Cok.
Attack. So we're gonna go next to the band, starting with DRX. We have Ascent, Fracture.
Bind, coy, let's go. Yoru nggak sih? Yoru nggak sih?
Your band, you have Fracture and Pearl. Band Pearl. Map number 3 is going to be Fracture, DRX, side on Fracture. Okay, going through this, make sure we're all good to go. First set of bands, we have Lotus and Haven. Map number 1 is Split with PRX on attack. Map number 2 is Bind with DRX on attack. Next set of bands are Ascent and Pearl. Decider, map number 3 will be Fracture with DRX on attack. Okay? Alright, good luck to you.
Let's go! Mau depannya gitu sih, Bang. Iya, sekarang milih lagi. Jason gue kayaknya iya deh. Dava jadi sentinel guys, full sentinel dia.
DRX.
Oh pakai jazz dia guys ya. Mainin jazz nggak Foxiness berarti. Berarti Bas main 2 list lagi guys ya.
Paperrex.
Anjay, let's go kah? Pikla, let's go. Ikat kalau kamu itu juga kuat kayak something. Kasih tahu. Triggernya role apa inisiator biasanya?
It's the two Goliaths of Pacific, but both weakened in their own ways. One without their star player, the other not in peak form. Bala and Kakuka. Who takes it though? Which one has the bigger disadvantage, do you think?
This is such a crazy rematch to have in the quarterfinals. The disadvantage aside, I think both of these teams right now are looking to find their form as fast as possible, because not only is this an important match, but this side of the bracket is so difficult. So it means a lot. 3 matches played in the last month is crazy.
Let's go.
Really know each other.
Bang Benkai mana Bang Benkai? Tak ada Benkai. Benkai lagi dicadangkan.
It's definitely not going to be an easy one, but let's take things one step at a time. Paperrex might have found the success in the region, but they need to prove it in the international stage. We know that maybe not everything is on their favor, but hey, they still have a lot of people cheering for them.
Yeah, let's talk about the map vetoes. We are going to get the split, the one map that Paperrex took
mana
away
belum
from
ada,
DRX
guys.
in that grand finals, and DRX still haven't shown split here yet. Where do you guys want to go with this first? DRX, Paperrex?
I want to go with
Salah
DRX.
pulang nggak masih lower bracket ada.
This is the map that Foxy9 showed the best performances on. His movement on this map was perfect on that raise, and now you're going to potentially put Buzz on the raise, put RB on the raise. It's very, very different in terms of what they want to go. And we didn't see that in the grand finals.
Something kemana Bang? Something belum kelar guys masalah pisahnya guys.
Maybe you have to move also the double controller. We'll see.
Well, let's take a look at the prime game.
Jason
Select. I mean, CGRS is playing the Sky. Forsaken's slotted riding into something's role with the Jet.
It's the regular double duelist for
Neon,
Paperrex, but look at DRX's comp. This is like the old mech ideas with the neon, the old optic ideas. We haven't seen this for a long time, so they've been cooking.
Neon
I'm really excited to watch.
I'm excited to see that Sky on the side of Paperrex. We were talking about the Gecko. We needed some initiating power. I love the fact that he's just slotting in on the Sky. I think that both compositions are very, very strong. Of course, the main difference is going to be between that Neon and the Jet, but there's going to be a lot of walls, a lot of smokes, and I am just praying for our observers.
Yeah, but Forsaken's Sky has been exceptional this season. I don't know how I feel about taking him off of that, but then again,
Oke guys, jangan lupa guys, berdoa untuk Paperrex semoga bisa memberikan performa yang terbaiknya di match ini guys ya. Menang kalah tetap kita dukung teman-teman. Terima kasih sudah dukung, tetap dukung Paperrex teman-teman ya, walaupun lagi nggak lengkap rosternya teman-teman. Dipersilakan untuk yang mau berdoa guys ya.
Well, this is going to be a crazy
Amin.
split. I can't believe the comms we've just gotten as well. Let's send this down to your casters and see what they think. Here is Sideshow and Brent.
Up your ball, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Not this time.
What? Oh, come on.
This is a Pacific rematch, but at a global event.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're the guys.
Okay,
you chumps. Get
off. Okay.
You guys suck. Get off.
Get out of here.
Oh, they just want to take every DRX Paperrex
game.
It's unbelievable.
Time. I mean, they just shoved us.
DRX tuh Benkai Bang, bukan.
I know.
Itu yang dari Thailand guys.
I want to have some fun with it as well.
This is going to be a game, Brad. This is going to be a game.
You could go into this with some nuance. You could go into this with some critical thinking. The chess match, the revenge for DRX, blah, 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 whatever else. Listen, mate, something's not here.
Penting visanya ini Bang belum jadi Bang. Iya, pokoknya ada masalah dan belum selesai guys. Jadi mau nggak mau harus nggak bisa main dulu.
We've seen the agents like double duelist, a new comp for DRX. I just want to get into this. I hope it's going to be explosive.
Yeah, DRX should really be the favorites here to take revenge.
Split sih ada yang pakai, cuman ini kayak belum terlalu pengen pakai kali.
It's not that different to the traditional Jet raise double duelist situation.
Gila.
They've also had a lot of history in the past of running RB on Neon, on Split even too, but never as part of a double duelist.
Oke, Evan guys, menang kalah tapi kita dukung kok, walaupun nggak lengkap ya.
Stuns should be able to get huge amounts of value on this map.
Well, you can do the thinking. I'll just watch the game and talk over it, I think, Josh. about the theory of it all. It's a deep push down mid here with a flash to re-clear. Forsaken also taking a couple of shots off. He's still got the dash active. Does he want to make another go of it? Just the once and backs away.
Yeah, but he's the only person over there. Instead, the rest of this is coming into Marco.
Yeah,
who's sat with just a classic. Has
Okay,
to
dapat
give the
plan,
side.
nice one.
By the way, Devi's got a sheriff
Let's
in this
go.
round, so why not?
I mean, I love it. Fast plays around. RB's trying to catch, again, just the backhead ahead of Forsaken when he's rotating back. The
Okay.
plant's already down. What's the post-plant position? It looks like they want to refight up a ramp already. It's going to be 5 players stacked up towards main, and they're trying to fight for control of this one. Nobody is left onto the site. Got the one pull.
That stun is quite nice.
Yeah, one pull for the spikes, so they still have a bit of time pressure as
No
well.
one from Paperrex on the site.
Yeah, no one from Paperrex at all on the side. They do only have the one pull. They have to clear this.
Nice one.
RB is gone down. Buzz, though, has to stand his ground, has to spray them down. He does claim the one. Already, players are weak, sticking onto the diffusers. Yes, but they don't have control.
Let's go,
of
Mind Freak!
to clean it up. Absolute chaos.
Wonderful. Absolutely brilliant. I mean,
We win
Paperrex
pistol, we
are
win
always gonna
everything,
have
bro.
Moves like this. They love dynamic post plants, which means that they don't just go into these same positions at the end, you know, one in elbow, one at ramp, that kind of thing. Creating crossfires. They like to move around in post plant situations and put pressure on the retakers. It's one of their biggest strengths and something that I think a lot of other teams in the world
Tigres tosnya gini, Cok.
DRX included.
Tigres
Oh,
tosnya
What a
gini
start
aja.
there as Mind Freak picks up 3.
Yeah, what a beginning. I mean, by all of our expectations, you know, something was doing so much for this team. There we go. Bit of an aggressive play on the eco round here for DRX as they try and clear through.
Nice one, tuh kan. Ini VCT Korea 005, Cok.
Yeah, all expectations, you know, just to finish the point that I started.
Kalau Pacific mainnya cepat, guys. Nggak ada slow-slow gitu, guys, ya.
A strong start for PRX. They've only had 10 days of practice. Josh, you asked Alex earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry guys. VCT KR 005 nih, Cok.
He likes to underplay things, but he did say could have gone better. Now, CGRS is coming in here to play Initiator. You heard from the desk earlier a little bit of a breakdown of this player, and he is mostly a Gecko main, but he has been known to play some of the other Initiators, and obviously picking up the Sky here as Forsaken moves over to fill in something role.
Ya guys, it's okay guys, let's go.
He's going to be probably the most important person in my opinion, because he's replacing something on a jet role that he started to struggle with.
Wah, Jing panas nih, Jing nih.
And he's talked about how sometimes when he picks up Duelist, his brain turns off. He said he plays brain dead when he plays Duelist, and he's actually quite liked playing the flex role because it forces him to think and call more, and he thinks he plays better like that.
It's part of the reason why he was taking up the mantle as well of being almost, you know, primary caller, not quite. It is evenly spread as a satchel with the flash as well. It's all combined together, and yeah, they're not wasting time. Stars have to be activated. Buzz seeks to again reinforce it up. That boombot was again just
Nice
drifting
one.
around the
Dapat
corner.
satu.
There's nades sailing this way, that way.
He's in the right city for it, that boombot.
Nggak bisa.
Absolutely. The snake bites at the feet though will slow this one down. Paperrex get a bit bogged in the choke.
And this would be a nice round for one of the Paperrex players to have started over at A and get a lurk off. You see, RB and Stacks considering it because the rotate was extremely fast from DRX. Devi, I mean, he's heading in that direction, but he's going to take a long time to create any pressure over on the A side.
About 50 seconds in a round though.
CGRS sends in the flash, which means he doesn't have one now for another 30 seconds, I think. That was the timer.
Ini kenapa nggak rotate, Cok?
That takes away a big tool and doesn't really tell him too much. But it looks like Devi's going to be the player that's supposed to open this site up for them. Yeah. The spike is just so far away.
The goal is, what it seems at least, Paperrex make noise towards B. Send in
Kok nggak rotate sih?
spam there. Mindfreak was trying to drag over the rotations, which is quite successful. You can see the DRX players.
It's very dangerous crossing RB here. I mean, he might just jiggle and back up. Now he's going to stun and refight, and that's going to make it hard for Mindfreak to cross with the spike.
Yeah, that's a really great decision. Recrossing up onto the angle. There's 12 seconds remaining. The spike is dropped down. It's an unwinnable situation for Devi.
Mainnya lama banget coy tadi coy.
Save it. So a successful bonus round for DRX. You know, the aggression at the beginning towards B main.
Nice try.
Grab the openings like
Kira bakal mau ke A guys, A-nya kan udah dimajuin sama Dava ya. Barang pelan tuh ke A itu tadi dapet tuh guys.
Kind of ideas where, you know, you don't know whether they're going to explode instantly or whether it's just a play for B main control. Well, I feel like most teams in the tournament, Brent, run a lot of slow rounds, and then they'll use that to occasionally throw in a fast one to throw you off. It is the opposite with PaperX.
PaperX.
They will throw fast round after fast round and then throw in a slow one, and suddenly you're like, wait, where'd they go?
Exactly.
Where'd they go?
The crazy thing about PaperX is I thought they were going to trend away from this playstyle. Playing fast 80% of the time after, after Copenhagen.
Yes, yeah.
When they lost in the finals.
They lent into it.
They lent into it more. They just went further in. The all-in aggressive playstyle.
And picked up one of the most cracked prospects you could possibly find. Gutting that he hasn't been able to make it here for their first match, but PaperX will be looking to try and do what FPX did at Copenhagen, in fact, since you bring up the tournament.
Ini buta, Cok.
This one is slow. This one's slower.
Yeah, really just...
Oh, sesuatu nggak main, Bang. Visanya masih belum jadi, guys. Masih proses, jadi makanya nggak bisa main. Baca dong. Kita di-push, Cok. Kita rotate ke Asmo pas ini. Ini harus dapat side tag. Kalau side tag nggak dapat, kalah mereka, guys.
A significant amount of space towards ramp.
Yeah,
di Asmo, Cok. Kelamaan, Cok.
Oh yeah, he's got the timing through sewers. I mean, he's going to be able to surely get a kill. It's all about the timings, though. They're already exploding out into the side. Stacks with the anchoring. He spots many. Buzz just trying to get a Nightbot to play the timing, but footsteps abound. Enough noise cues were made.
Hanya kelamaan, terus kayak ini, guys, apa? Lesalnya kurang nih.
Self-known onto the side, swinging out from heaven.
Buzz makes the play, though, that wins the round, in my opinion, even though he doesn't find a kill off the back of it. The info play with him and Mako doing that mid-round deep push down mid. They get all of the information in the world.
Ini defender banget, man.
He informs Mako to rotate too. I mean, DRX knew what was happening here. And that's going to be part of this match, is that... You've already won the round, man. You don't have to be mad about it. There's so much history between these two teams. So much. They've played 9 maps. This will be the 10th this year.
Yeah. That's part of the reason as well when the, well, enough about a bracket I was about to discuss. There's already a fast play out with a showstopper. Jing in there, not getting too much value. The dash then comes in a little bit later. It's the 1-2 punch of the duelist and attempts to trade, but Buzz just is that guy. Rocket online, fires it into the smoke, blind fire, but the rest of his team now starting to converge on the position. Okay, yeah, Mindfreak spotted out there with just the jump spot divide. Maybe he can get a bit of space here towards him. Tap through the wall.
Nice ideas. I think he's giving Buzz a haircut. But the spike is down in no man's land.
Aduh, Fai nggak dapat.
No man's land. It's actually DRX's land. It's very deep in enemy territory.
Absolutely.
And it's Buzz that has won them this round, assuming Mindfreak isn't going to be able to commit some kind of heist here and somehow get away with the spike. Oh my god, the timing there is just so brutal. RB threw down his... Yeah, threw down the fast line and then just looked the opposite way.
30 seconds it offered him the one. Mindfreak, though, on 47 health. A single bullet will really bring him down. It's a doubled up, high-low setup. He actually spots both of them, hoping for it, but no. Straight through the wall to the cranium. That's Buzz.
Jason belum nyala nih, Jason nih, guys.
The difference maker. When these fast B hits come in, there's just so much utility that can be used to try and slow them down. Now, Buzz, of course, he's got his nade that he can use at the beginning there. That's just a raw gunfight that's being in place. But they also have the volleys as well that aren't really being baited out. I'd like to see PaperX, I think, explore.
Hey, let's go. Bisa.
Before they go into the big fast hits.
Got to remember that PaperX are working on a very low amount of practice here with this version of the roster. The way that Forsaken and Jing take fights a lot of the time is heavily influenced by an aggressive Sky player. Some maps that's going to be Forsaken, some maps that's going to be Defy, but you know, CGRS just doesn't have that level of practice with the team. We were talking about it with DRX in all of their previous games, how difficult it is for them when they chop and change the scrim times and the match times with Foxy9 and with Zest. Well, it's even more difficult, I think, with PaperX.
Apa DRX nih, Bang? Iya, nggak apa-apa, Cok. Tapi at least kita bisa attacker dapat 4 aja, guys. Enak sih harusnya, guys. Nggak tahu ya, let's see ya. Mereka juga duel-duel soalnya, Cok.
It's really just building it from the ground up. I mean, you can plug and play like kind of what they're doing with CGRS playing that initiator role, but it's taken Forsaken off of that kind of like the third player.
Iya, Waspas Party juga something, guys. Di mana dia? Di YouTube ya? Gua say hi dulu, guys.
But yeah, it's kind of like, you know,
iya, ini lagi watch party, Cok.
into the limelight with the duelist role.
Tapi nggak ada face cam-nya anjing, something emang.
He sometimes turns his brain off when he's playing Jet. When he's playing as primary duelist.
Dia nggak pakai sound, pakai face cam, Cok. Harus ditanyain kali.
It's going to be a thrifty here for PaperX. Divide the other player with a rifle. And they're going to start out slow, just contacting behind this wall by the look of things.
Kalau udah pulang bang, belum. Ada satu kesempatan.
Trailblazer, really standard. And this is where RB's Neon looks great, because those stuns, I mean, he can get away quickly, sure, but he could also stun to refight in that situation, but Jet can't particularly.
Yeah, repositions back towards Heaven. Further back as well. First snakebite going to be used, a dash backwards from Forsaken. Play for his life here. Jing is quite pushed up. RB seems to be quite aware of the possibility. Another stun. Minute down. All the players.
Penting belum di Jepang belum bang, visanya belum jadi.
Flanks. Zest. Look at all that space he's just getting there. Into market. He's going to be calling the entire time to his team. He's like, guys, there's no one around this area of the map. Most likely still sticking around A. Now the util starts to fly back and forth. Taking a bit of space into Heaven. What is the pathing going to be here? You just never know with PaperX. Ready for them though with the snakebite. Buzz, crossfire setup. Inside the smoke in his face. The nade there. They're trying to chase him all the way down. Satchels to avoid and adjust. He is being swerved, isn't he? Mako goes for a bit of re-exploration. Mindfree was holding that down and he's still in position. He's dinking players all over the place. The real test for the observers. How are you going to catch all of this? It's all over the place, man. Zesto with the rifle. 2 necessary kills, but the site has been gained over towards B. Time was running short. They're going to be able to get this.
Thrifty, boss.
Like a fox in the
pen.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the positioning there of all of these players. Zest on his push through.
Gila, Aaron, bos. Pakai stinger doang, bos. Dapat 3, bos. Stinger lawan Vandal, mau Phantom dapat 3, bos.
Let's try and really mess with their protocols. Push into spawn, prompts this play. Buzz gets caught even though he was trying to be as aware as possible. Their mind breaking up in A Heaven. Freaking their minds.
They really just
top G nih bos, top G nih, top G, top chair bro ya. Aaron setiap master selalu panas dir, iya kan BU.
Always a pleasure to cast the PaperX here. Here we go. There's the exploration in mid. So I was talking about this a little bit earlier. They force out a nade. They do have to use their Trailblazer because of it, but they don't take any space. They're just backing away here.
Look how aggressive the DRX are on the defense. Whether it's B main or A main, they're constantly prodding and looking to see whether it's free.
Igel siapa bang? Igelnya Dava sih mostly. Sama duelis yang tangkol katanya.
Is he just going to tuck in this corner? It's a nice spot to play with a judge, to be fair. So maybe the action will happen over on A ramp instead.
Mindfree might choose to take adjustment. RB, well, by jumping up in the air, firing off the molly. It was an easy target.
Nice on!
The smoke though, Forsaken is leading the charge for his team, so he's taken up that space already. They've gained access to the site, but they don't have Heaven control. It's lost for them right now. Spike planted safe behind a position. Have to use the Seekers now, letting that one loose.
Yuk 4-3 yuk.
Notice in terms of where some of these players.
Masih kuat kok guys, 3 sama cok.
Mike only had 1 star and he used it to smoke Heaven, so he doesn't have a pull on the plant right now.
Silent drops down, makes a bit of noise here. Cosmic Divide cuts through into the site. Now you start to see it. DRX moving forwards, high ground position. Forsaken still holding it. He's got the dash back and enabled. Brought down though, but the trades are online for them, and it's left just down to Mako.
Let's go, baby!
Lovely movement. Slight jiggle there from Jing, sets him up beautifully for the aim duel.
PaperX are really finding their openings around the map here. Jing 10 and 4 right now. It feels currently like a battle between the
Jing lagi nyala nih bos.
In terms of who gets more impact in the round. Jing's been good for it.
One enemy remaining.
DRX are trying to
Jing nih bos, senggol dong katanya.
Because that's really good if PaperX stack.
Cigares apa bang? Cigares bro si orang Thailand. Bengkai vakum mah bengkai dicadangin. Dia masuk ke PRX udah berarti dia direkrut PRX, berarti ada sesuatu di dalam diri dia yang dicari PRX gitu loh.
Yeah, half armor. Everybody
Ya nggak sih?
Well,
Yeah, and it is a half buy. They've got 2 stingers and a judge here, so they haven't gone. They could have bought, I believe, 4 rifles and then just had RB use his ultimate, but maybe they don't have fast plays like that in their playbook.
Yeah. Gotta remember as well.
Percaya aja, bro. Dia masih menang, bro.
DRX with this roster, it's been chopped and changed, and the amount of preparation and practice you can. Theory is quite limited. Zest with the jiggle peek. Oh my god, they are so fast up and across their placement. Forsaken, it's on point with it. Dashing forwards though, Judge in the hand of Buzz. He's dash, stun, still takes the Angel. Straight up close, and he shreds them with the pellets. Claims 2 kills for his team. How does this get salvaged? Devi around the back as well. The tight squeeze.
Nice, gila. Davai Jason, bro.
Attempt to flood in. It's shut down.
Calm face from Devi towards the end. Feels like Forsaken's waking up in his entry role too. He started this map 1 and 4. Since then, he's gone 4 and 1.
Mereka tadi trade kill kiri kanan, Cok.
Exactly opposite level of performance. Another round.
Davai pancing, Jason keluar. Nah, itu maksud gua. Jason keluar, Davai pancing, Cok. Lihat kan? Lu lihat gak sih country-nya? Davai nge-bait musuhnya, di atas, dia lihat ke atas, Jason keluar. Jason bunuh, musuh satu lagi mau ngeliat Jason, Davai keluar gitu. Jadi bener-bener nggak. Oh, ini ke counter.
Still Paperrex not shying away from it. They want to try and play fast. The Boombot spots it. That's just for
What the fuck is that?
Can't be getting away with that, man. Get out of here. The showstopper.
Let's go. Es ngasih. Es ngasih.
It's unholy. What is he doing? Running and gunning with the Vandal, a mockery.
Well, that's that round over. You got no chance if Jing's doing that through a Viper wall.
Yeah, we'll see if 6.11 fixes it.
I mean, that's off the Boombot as well. He does have an idea that there's somebody there. It's a good read, too, to realize that people are playing that close by. But, yeah, when the bullets are going perfectly like that, it's Paperrex's day, I guess.
Oh, mereka saving,
I do feel for the DRX guys. I really do, because they're in this kind of situation. And a lot of people are looking at it thinking, there's actually a there too. So a lot of people are looking at DRX thinking, well, I mean, they've got a great setup here. They get to play against Paperrex with one of their best players, if not their best player missing. This should be a nice path through.
Ini Cigarettes walaupun nggak nge-kill, tapi dia punya role khusus, betul banget, Jo. Dia nge-flash, dia nyari info, dia nge-call berarti guys. Oke, ada satu di ramp, satu ini, gua flash langsung gas masuk gitu-gitu. Dia yang punya role khusus itu dia guys, pasti guys.
Great for them to be able to advance through the bracket, but it doesn't really feel as sweet, I would imagine, the revenge. But also, if they lose, it's a disaster. It's a very tough position. It's kind of a lose-lose.
Yeah, going down to that lower bracket. I mean, the competition has never been higher at any international tournament. In terms of the caliber and quality of these teams, just a lower bracket. I mean,
SMTH kemana bang? Something lagi ini, Cok.
I mean, it's crazy.
Lagi wamil. Nyari info nih dia.
Do still have the danger. They kept the 2 rifles going. That dog does connect right around the side. Stacks is spotted. Still maintains his control. They want to try and refight this. That's the old overdrive. Ripped out in the hands. RB is going to try and open it up with a bit of galvanizing. Still.
Nice, Jason.
Taking on the high ground position. A flash play. Smoke at his feet. There's danger in it. Everybody's running out of bullets. And it's just silly.
I mean, that's amazing stuff. I really respect the discipline there from Paperrex too. They had an opportunity to dive into the site and try and punish Stacks.
Dia selalu nge-plan bom tuh guys. Dia tugas dia pegang bom, nge-plan bom.
Play happening over towards A-Ramp. And they paused for a moment and made sure they fully dealt with it.
Just feeling like he has to make a play.
Aaron lagi nyala guys.
Only so many rounds left in the half with that rifle as well. He will fall.
And so far,
kayak Sandy bang, kalau Sandy udah nggak support, nggak nge-kill juga, itu yang malas.
It's just A-ramp pressure, A-main pressure. And DRX can't figure out a way to hold on.
Penting nggak main, visanya belum kelar guys.
Would be extremely useful to land some deep stuns in and be able to just take fights.
Beda guys, kalau ini support, walaupun nggak nge-kill, tapi kalau Sandy udah nggak nge-kill, nggak support juga, coy, itu yang berat. Woi gila, orang Singapura, bangun.
I like it. Coordination.
A change up here though in terms of the default.
Aduh anjir.
And almost pays dividends.
Anjir beli senjata OP, Cok. Saking kayanya mereka.
Imagine getting a read as well, knowing that Zest has been jump spotting that early on. Swaps it out though. That was just Operator to his side, still has the rifle.
Terus kira beda sendiri bang. Iya dia stosnya begini cok. Bikin hati.
Making noise in almost every area of the map. It's only DRX who's really playing quite slowly, trying to creep up towards A main.
A nggak sih? Gue sih ke A sih kalau gue sih. Kalau gue sih ke A cok.
There actually. DRX going to be calling that the Trailblazer was just used. If he dodges this flash, he doesn't. Okay, could be problematic.
He gets caught,
but he did call that the dog didn't see. They forced out the Seekers. Yeah, I mean this is pretty much the entirety of the util being used by Stacks. Do they still want to go off of this? RB seeks to reposition as well. Closer, trying to anchor onto the side. The knives out now with the dog. Satchels forwards, over the top, up in the air. The right click with the regen.
Wuhuu, Jason nih bos. Emang something doang yang bisa begitu.
Right back at it, but 3-4 Forsaken on 4 the ace. More can he do?
Nice.
There's the trade. Where's the fifth? He wants it. He can feel it. Zest shuts it down.
Jangan ngetrol, jangan ngetrol.
1v3 to pit. Drop down, doesn't know what a crossfire position is. Isolate one of the fight. Here's just DRX.
Duh, lagi cok kan, ngetrol kan.
DRX low enough, 4 HP. A bit of spam will do it, Zest. What a moment to come alive. Denying the ace and potentially grabbing the round. Just needs a bit of luck. There's no shot with the Phantom, the spam. 20 bullets left inside, time running so damn short now with the decay kicking in DRX. Blessed by Lady Luck, hasn't he? Really getting away with that. Any one of those bullets could have landed and it would have been an absolutely miraculous round from Zest, but
if you want proof that God is a Paperrex fan, contrast that round to where Jing got 2.
Tanpa something juga bisa, cok. Santai aja, cok.
Some days
deg-degan aja di spray begitu cok anjing, kalau kena peluru satu mati soalnya.
And Zest, I think he played that as well as he really could, spamming reasonable positions. Just couldn't quite catch DRX.
Siapa yang deg-degan dan hampir meninggal anjing?
Satchel laid down ahead of time. There's a stun actually used to push this back, but there was a flash.
Sama-sama di counter cok, di flash itu di stun.
Towards main.
Stunnya habis guys.
Again, updraft. Round position here, Jing eager to take a fight. It's RB who swings into him actually.
Nice!
Rips out the gun in time. How's he managed that? And Buzz falls. Is he going to be that difference maker? Stacks close position where he's anchoring, not winning the Angel,
nice, not
against
Forsaken. Lu lihat cari infonya si Jegres, cok. Jegres tuh santai. Cari info dia. Tuh, Jason kira Jason biasa aja. Santai aja bro. Forsaken nih bos, senggol dong.
How dangerous this duo looks. 15 kills apiece for Forsaken and Jing.
They're feeling it.
Wow.
9-2.
Langsung top frag anjing.
Just sheer domination on the half. DRX unable to withstand any
kurs lagi,
of
cok,
that
kurs.
pressure that was going at them. Multiple rounds in a row.
Meanwhile, CGRS is getting put in the backpack. Bottom fragging king sub.
Don't worry. It's like, no, your util's good, Don't worry, you're helping. Well, that's the first half of Split. What a strange series of events. Is this really how we're expecting things to go? I'm not too sure, but DRX is going to be definitely scrambling for an answer. Let's send it down to the desk to break it down so far.
Thank you very much, Sideshow and Bram. We were worried about something not being here, but Bala, did we all just forget that Forsaken exists?
That's a good question, because this guy dominated 2 4Ks, in the last 2 rounds? Just insane stuff from him. It's the type of level that you remember from back in the day when Forsaken was that guy.
Akan DRX geter coy, geter lah coy. Kaget kan lu liat Paperrex lo pakai gini aja menang coy.
Round 8, Kukuka, talk me through this.
Yeah, exactly. I believe this is one of the executes that we're going to get for Paperrex. I thought that there was a lot of them. Of course, Forsaken is going to be the first one in, but he's not the only force. Kaos is going to find a couple of kills here, but everything happens in the gist of what, like 30 seconds, an entire round. Everybody is rotating. The sandwich comes also from mid, and the round is over. Very Paperrex style.
I just love how they're able to pinch dynamically in that situation. DRX on the late flank through Heaven is just so perfect in that situation. That is the type of thing that is constantly so good with Paperrex, and that is working. You're seeing multiple 2vx situations, 3vx situations that DRX is not having a way back.
Oke, defender guys, defender nih defendernya gue nggak tahu ya. Let's see ya.
Things can change now on the attack. We were talking about the Neon and how
ini Neon masalah Neon race, lompatnya langsung 2 orang guys.
Same that we saw from Forsaken and Jing, now translated to to Buzz and
Ini antara main retake, gue nggak tahu sih guys. Semoga sih main retake kayak Jason ya.
But as it was moving forward, I feel like the intention that he had on A, he wasn't really accomplishing.
Split map defender, tapi kalau agentnya begini guys, ini map attacker cok. 2 sentinel, 2 sentinel, 2 duelist, satu sky itu main attack banget guys. Mereka ngandelin ngeras cepet gitu coy.
It's a very tough task.
I mean, we gotta see what they can do, right? Let's see as we send this back to Sideshow and Bren.
Yeah, let's find out as well. I mean, it really does feel, you know, as Desk was saying, quite, you know, plug and play, removing the Jet. You put RB on a comfort role of the Neon. They have played Neon in the past on Split when it was a solo duelist comp. So they do have some ideas, but we'll see just how good it is and how fleshed out it is on this attack side now. In theory, lots of stuff that you can do, but with how Paperrex are playing and how on point Forsaken and Jing are, what a difficult task.
Sama mereka bakal main kayak Paperrex percis, percaya sama gue guys. Mereka akan play slow, cari info. Makanya ini gue nggak tahu nih defense-nya Paperrex bisa tahan nggak, sabar nggak.
We know the history of these two teams and the history of the rivalry, but we had really no idea what to expect today. And even those slim expectations we were thinking about have not played out.
Main slow mereka bakal main slow cok, beda sama Paperrex cok. Mereka akan coba cari tahu dulu playstyle-nya Paperrex gimana nih defense-nya nih, soalnya ada Cigares kan, beda kan. Nah nih.
So they feel confident about taking this. Did that
Bima kena nih.
feels like it might have just popped up a couple question marks.
Oh ada Bima ada Bima.
Read on the minimap there just from the tail end of it. And a flash also.
Ya dapat info, untuk dapat info guys. Kalau nggak dapat info itu bahaya guys ya.
There's at least one player there. We know of course it's a heavy group up, maybe setting up for what was the 4-1 split, now looking like a 3-2.
And Forsaken's very deep in A main, which means Paperrex are allowed to put 3 on B.
Interesting stun, rebounds towards the side as a glide and a nade used in response here. A lot of damage done. RB's going to be low. There's a nade of their own, Buzz using it, but no one's actually really popping out of the smoke. They're waiting for Mako and Zest to get in position. It's really disjointed here. Jing being shot from behind. No one was covering his back. The slow play works out with 12 seconds remaining.
Meeting nggak kejaga guys.
So damn short there, but do a good job, DRX. They cut noise adequately enough, whether intentional or not. Really, I mean, I think it was just because they were forced to wait for the Heaven players.
But the timing worked out.
Yeah.
And again, patience being beneficial for both of these
teams. Itu dia main kayak Paperrex, cok. Midnya dijempit juga midnya.
Forced to try and win a 1v5 here, which I think is going to just be a little past him.
Well, spotted out where the potential reswing was, but yeah, 30 health.
Extraordinarily difficult situation, and a very good start here for DRX in this half. They obviously needed the pistol to mount any kind of a comeback.
Yep.
But I think the desk might be right with this being, you know, attack-sided on Split. You saw the stats as well, that they tend to win about 60% of their time. I think a little more than that on the attack side. Historically, this is a fantastic map for DRX. It used to be, you know, back when they were Vision Strikers.
Extra. Bukan nih 93 bahaya nih, cok.
Absolute best. I think they
bukan nih, gua nggak suka nih gua.
Like a 90% win rate all time on Split. But of course,
itu harus main B sih, Jason main A, cok. A-nya jarang pasti di hit sama DRX, cok.
Really matter. It's what happens today.
Expectations, toss them out the window because really, I mean, everything was against Paperrex. Still plenty more of the map though to go potentially, so
absolutely
see if DRX can turn the tide. I mean, they get that pistol around like you said, pretty important.
And CGRS is going to be a player that attacks quite a lot on defense, I think. On the attack side, as we see DRX going into B, on the attack side, CGRS is just going to be feeding, you know, utility for his duelists and can rely on Forsaken and Jing calling that. I think mostly Forsaken calling that out. But on defense, CGRS is going to be asked to do a bit more on his own, especially if Forsaken dies early in a round or if he's having to hard anchor A. He's got to pick his timings for the defensive info utility. Definitely something to keep track of.
Trying to get themselves in the satchel with a shorty up close, but everyone is interesting that, yeah, Paperrex, they don't go for...
Nice.
Okay. Damage done, but time is running so low. That's a shorty. Not the weapon of choice, but take whatever you can get. But yeah, interesting that they didn't opt to, you know, wait and spawn, go down to the spike. send it all flying, hoping that maybe they could make it a bit winnable, but...
Ya guys, pistoron lagi apa? Ayo guys, Byron, jangan lagi ini guys.
They will go for them. Yeah. So, DRX with a chance to convert some kind of bonus. This is where you would usually see DRX cooking up some kind of set play, where both duelists barrel down mid into male, they explode onto the A site.
Kalau Jason mati, Tawaron bahaya nih.
It has been quite slow for their attack side. Oh, here comes RB. Okay, here we go. Stuns, flashes. Absolutely
nice,
Jing. How is he finding that satchel to the side? He's grabbing all of them. Mindfreak also seeking to contain. And again, stop that pressure that was going through into B main. Forsaken did lose his life earlier. That's a wide double face. Mako, he does trade a necessary kill, but he's left alive in a 1v2. Does have the spike. By the way, there's only 25 seconds in this round.
What a difference to some of the teams that we've been watching at this tournament. Both of these squads quite happy to increase the tempo when it's required. Mako using the Trailblazer audio cue there, realizing that CGRS is looking for information and routed to the spot, so he's happy to just run through, catch a little earlier of a timing.
He has a ton of time to work with here. I mean, like I said, Mako, he's got the pieces to make something of this. Not the health, really, but...
He really is the rock that his team relies on.
Yeah.
Last boss nih Mako nih, Cok.
See that influence in his play at times as well. You know, when the team's not doing too well, it feels like he needs to step up, but man to man, he pulls off some insane moments with insane consistency. I really did for a second there. The crosshair placement was looking quite good, but no, he gets brought down, so PaperX will be the first team to get to 10.
Yuk, tiga lagi yuk. Tiga lagi bisa ya, tiga lagi yuk.
From DRX, very fast play up through B heaven, but well responded to by Jing.
Ini dapat dua loh, Cok, anjing.
Using a blast pack. And to be honest, the spacing difference was enormous between RB and Buzz.
What the fuck, how you hear that?
Buzz couldn't really follow up on what RB was doing there. And I imagine we're going to go back into some slow rounds, though they're set up again for a similar kind of mid pressure on attack.
There's a lot of space cleared out just from the Trailblazer.
Mako nih serem banget nih, Mako nih, Cok. Dia tuh ngelereknya tai, Cok, Mako, Cok.
Goal just to be setting up Forsaken onto the A main angle so nobody can lurk. So he is past the, you know, the Viper wall. That was really...
Wifi dia mainnya sama persis.
Mid as well, could be some back and forth.
Tigaras kamu belum pernah ketemu, Bang. Udah, Tigaras sudah yang belum something, guys.
Mid is such an important part of the map for DRX to control, especially in this round where they have Seekers.
Son, sabar, Son. Jangan pindah, Son.
So useful.
Son, di A aja dah, Son. Jaga, Son. Lu bunuh satu, terus lari, Son. Sumpah, Son.
Where PaperX is kind of cheating.
Tadi banget, anjing. Waduh.
He sees it, the shoulder, and it's a wide face by Buzz. He's immediately there to capitalize and punish it. Still, they want to try and play fast off this. DRX taking that B heaven control. Did lose a player in the process. Devi, he's got to try and anchor it down. Mindfreak being swarmed. Smoke was propped up though. He managed to get the utility off. Needs to hold this smoke as well. And he has created a bit of an opening. Drop down. Where is the trade? Is nowhere in sight. 6 bullets towards the back. RB is playing it with patience. At its core, this could be momentous. Slow it all the way down, son. Don't reveal anything. Finds it. Brought it to a 1 versus 1. He expects it as well. He knew where CGRS was. Spike's picked up 14 seconds. Lands the shot. 3 kills. And he salvages it.
What a clutch. What incredible trigger discipline there. More too easy than 2 E's. He did not make that same kind of mistake, same error, and pays off massively, that discipline and patience that he shows. I was all ready to sing Devi's praises too, because he played that round phenomenally.
Yeah. And you write that one down? No. That's off the dome, is it?
I mean, you can't be telling me you're watching RB in that situation and not just thinking of 2 E's.
Yeah.
And
Ya guys, bisa guys, guys. Masih 4 poin kok. Yuk, 3 lagi yuk.
There's the half buy for PaperX. So Economy really taking a knock after losing that one. DRX really bringing us back, or at least the possibility of it. I mean, they're winning the necessary rounds, but you've got to keep it together.
DRX
Kira siapa lagi, Bang? Itu udah pemain lama, Cok. Duonya udah lumayan lama, cuman emang dia jadi apa sih, jadi cadangan aja.
Most of the time.
Thailand dia.
Here we go. Satchels. Again, another glide forwards. White face, Mindfreak still alive and kicking, but not for long. RB is there. Duelist player dropping down into hell. It's cleanup duty for him.
He's looking crispy with it.
Yeah, he really is. When RB's firing off like this, he's on a comfort roll. It's a good sign.
Best
Taken wants the rifle. Smoke to cut up the angle. Not quite a rifle, a stinger, but maybe he can do some damage with it. Yeah, bit of mistiming with that one. Set up by the flash, but ain't gonna go with it. This is clean though from DRX. I mean, CGRS really no chance at all with just the classic or with the sheriff.
The ace.
Going for it. Wants it, and he's got it.
That's a crowd pleaser.
There's somebody chanting ace as well.
Flashnya telat guys, flashnya telat tadi. Sebelum flash dia udah ngeliat soalnya.
Still have a 3-round lead, and they're coming into this next one with rifles and all 5 ultimates. The team's going to take a tactical timeout too, as Coach Alex has his input. But to be honest, I don't feel like there's been too many major errors from the way that Paperrex are playing this on the defense side. However, there are tendencies to dig into here. DRX have been going B a lot. In the same way that Paperrex were favoring A ramp and A top control. DRX have been putting large emphasis on
Semangat, Cok. 3 lagi, Cok. Harus dapat sih, guys.
But I think the current way that Paperrex are playing their defense side makes sense. They're using the Sky utility to just set up Forsaken, then CGRS rotates off a lot of the time, and they have like 3 towards B, 2 towards mid kind of setup.
Can't quite anchor it when the side hits start to come through.
Yeah, and also you had RB with a fantastic clutch play, which, you know, he's not going to be able to do that every time. Just because you lost the round doesn't mean you played it badly.
Chances for Paperrex though to get back into it, using that last time out. Look at the amount of ults they've got online. Forsaken buying up the operator as well, potentially another answer to what's happening with, you know,
kalau kalian lihat Tigares jelek, kalian lihat ini Jo, Spek sama Zez juga sama aja guys, nggak nge-kill banyak, nggak harus nge-kill banyak untuk main bagus cuy.
Yeah, not just that. Device got his
dia fokus utility aja guys, fokus nge-flash. Cuma ini defense-nya tadi tuh sebenarnya bukan ini, emang overpick aja. Ini 5 ulti harusnya dapat sih 1.
Hyper spit and be made. Here's a showstopper, an exchange of all sorts of utility.
Nice.
It's all over the place, man. Jing still, he did the damage, he cleaned it up.
He's cleaning up his own mess there. RB had a phenomenal dodge and yet wasn't able to reset the aim to actually punish that showstopper from coming through.
That ult needs a buff or something. I'm telling you.
He just got 2, Brett.
He did. He set himself up quite nicely. Mindfree with the jiggle. Lays down the star. Oh my goodness, almost goes down because of it.
Yeah, he also didn't have the pull to be able to work with. So he had to... It was kind of too late on the timing there.
There's up the util. Seeker's being used.
It's going to be so difficult to be in this spot though because of Device ultimate. It just doesn't seem doable.
It really doesn't. That's probably why they've just slowed it down again, making sure that they explore up into mid as Mako who's gained this position. It's a bad flash. He's pushed all the way deep and yeah.
Wow, that is so unfortunate. CGRS just used his flash in A-Heaven to make sure Forsaken was safe from that spot. And Mako dodged it somehow. Maybe with the Viper Wall?
It's a free plow. Stacks gets that one down. 3 versus 3.
Aduh!
Viper's Pit online. Place that one down into the elbow choke. And look at that area that it's covering. This is brutal to get through. If you are Paperrex, got to pray for some of that Jing RNG, I think. Maybe with the run and gun as well. Hope you collect an easy kill. Spamming into the corners here. One upside is everybody is playing in the pit, so there's always that potential. You've got to land your shots properly. Flash round the side. The K kicking in makes it an easy kill to claim. Mindfreak forced the back away and save.
Winnable roundnya, Cok, masih kalah, Cok. Aduh.
That is an enormous round for DRX and Mako.
Jason jangan OP di A sih, harusnya A-nya kan di ini ya, di smoke, nggak bisa,
Cok. I really like the way that Paperrex were playing their defensive side, and they were just posting up Forsaken on A main. Now, obviously, he's weak from that mid split, but CGRS was still spotting it with utility. I don't know how Mako quite dodged the flash that came through the Guiding Light. Was he around a corner or something? I'll see this in the replay.
Here we go.
Ini Cok, nih tengahnya nih.
What?
That is okay.
Oh, itu ngebug sih, Cok.
Activates his wall as he hears the audio cue.
Itu belum naik loh, guys.
Bloomed, it gives the false info.
Wah, itu harus dilipet sih, Cok. Itu wallnya belum naik loh. Gak bunyi loh, anjir.
Shout out the replay observers for catching that one too.
Yeah, that is nasty.
Wah, itu harus di-fix sih, Cok.
Mako immediately capitalizing
Ya nggak sih?
off of it.
What a phenomenal play.
Itu salah sistem sih guys menurut gua guys. Harus rollback situ, Cok. Minimal harus kalau misalnya mereka mau marah bisa marah.
You're starting to see, got to turn up the heat, haven't you, Forsaken? Straight up into it, taking the fight to Mako. That's a bit of a read, I think, that they know that Mako was playing so slowly towards that area. Two players in sewers. The South Bay, Forsaken!
Nice one.
Absolute genius at work here. Grabs the one, doesn't quite get the third. Still. He's made this more than winnable. Oh my god, okay, so DRX, why not go for it? Hot flash play around the side, but Buzz wasn't really blinded up. Double satchel now. Makes his mark. His claim as well towards the site. Got to try and get this spike down, but important to note as well, they do still have a main control.
And they have a pull that can go on the spike here. Buzz with a showstopper.
Flanked as well though, and there's a fight taking place on the site. Buzz
around
for him. Got to get a bit of a move on, and I think Mindfreak running. No, he slowed it all the way down. Him versus Zest is quite important, and Zest falls.
Nice.
And I know, should be at least two players onto the site. Paperrex starting to put the squeeze on into elbow. Maybe some util to set it up. Showstopper's forced out. Trying to make something from this one. 55 health on Buzz. He'd love a kill from this. Again, just waiting it out. Time is ticking. It's getting shorter and shorter. Have to let rip. And you have to find some kills. Mindfreak, he wins.
Nice.
His Defy follows up, and just in time. Just in time, man.
Yeah, I mean, they had only 3 seconds to spare, something like that. 2.5, not even. And yet, once more, what I'm appreciating from this map with these two teams is that despite the chaotic moments, the players are so smart at when to be patient and when to play the time. They don't overrush things in this spot where Buzz is holding his showstopper. They know that they can play the clock, use it as a resource, and win things out. What a huge one for Paperrex to be able to take away.
Dikira kakaknya Alek ya Bang Yo? Bukan, Cok.
That's another one where it's a bit of a broken buy too. They've been almost perfect in those low eco rounds.
Yes, bekas-bekas tadi gara-gara Jason single kill 2 untungnya ya.
Excelling at the attack side so far, but much breathing room if you are DRX.
Anjing Jason tadi
two more
mukanya.
chances, or 2 more rounds. That's really what needs to be gained for Paperrex.
Something mana Bang? Something kagak main, cuy, udah dikasih tahu anjir.
And something we haven't really
Karena dia
discussed
nggak
too is
masalah
DRX
visa
taking
guys ya.
tactical timeout. I think it bodes mentioning that one of the big reasons why DRX have been able to run Zest is that they lean back on old compositions, old strategies. They haven't had much scrim time with him. They've only started playing with him. Termi was saying in a press conference, basically as soon as he started subbing in the lower bracket finals against T1, they weren't practicing with him before that. So that's not very long to cook up a deep playbook with a new
Next game moga-moga udah bisa main, moga-moga guys ya. Makanya gue harap semuanya ini menang guys. Dia menang 2-0 lawan DRX. Ismin masih ada 2 nyawa gitu loh, masih aman, Cok.
Something where Zest would be comfortable and understand exactly what was going on. This is different, and their attack side still looking decent. But it's a deviation from the norm of how they've been.
Mereka nggak ada ulti, RB2 nggak ada ulti guys. Tapi mereka udah banyak duit sih, santai aja.
So here's a difference maker. It's been slow all up until this point, but now our Trailblazer leading them in the side, forcing out the snake bite, nade towards the back, and a flash. Defy is in a lot of danger, low enough.
Okay guys,
It's a stray bullet to Buzz as well as he does lead the charge for his team. He's in there towards elbow. DRX.
Yes!
What?
That's unfortunate.
Mako, crazy.
That'll happen.
Yeah, still nade in the hand of Jing. He's cleared out towards main. Wondering if he is going to get refought out. Seeker is broken. Here's the nade. Rebounds over towards the side, trying to force this fight out. Again, Mako is just elite. Only the one before it's traded. Mindfreak, 1v3. Doesn't know where anybody is. Buzz seeking as well to collect and wrap around entirely.
Kill 1 tadi kalau menang itu ke 1 lumayan tuh, Cok. Aduh.
Paperrex still smiles in the camp there. 2 ahead as DRX attempt to mount a comeback. That's a fast pop where really the round should have been. Yeah, I mean, take a look at that. He barely sees him and flicks around. It's one of those instances where it's unfortunate for CGRS. I mean, he's 5-14, but it makes sense. He's a substitute player.
Tapi tadi di THOR sudah dapat satu sih. Itu hoki Mako sih, Jo. Itu Mako Taiwan bisa nge-freak begitu anjing.
Put together just recently. They played him for one map, I believe, in Pacific.
Let's see if Paperrex again get away with murder on their half-buy. This is exploration into mid. Deep contact play at the beginning, seeing if they can hunt for a kill, but don't get too much done. In fact, just spotted out. No reaction from DRX, but now you're starting to see them go a little bit. Boombot, Dog, knife away, making sure to clear some of those angles to Vi. Still playing his life. Going for any sort of one and done. So
okay lah, next lah. Okay. 10-11 guys, dapat guys.
Starts to really pay off. There's flanks again on flanks because Zest is also just in the middle of mid.
I mean, every A hit, Zest has just been sat AFK in market playing the pull and then going for the latest lurks possible. So, I mean, that's how they're working him in this roster.
Retaking that main control, pushed up. Together now, heavy group up onto the side. These DRX players could be some danger, absolutely. Satchel plays still with the rifles. Is it going to be easy sailing? Mako. To stop from this aggression.
Nice.
They double face though, and they have handed Forsaken. One of them with the dash back online, rips out the Sheriff, tries to take the fight. RB, it is magnificent, but they don't know where Zest is. With time running this low, it's been played well.
The final layer.
Itu Jason kalau dapat satu lagi menang tuh guys. Jason tadi mati sih.
He'll be able to go on these long late lurks. And RB stepping up. Forsaken couldn't quite get the reload off there.
Yeah.
He's mid-reload, dashes, and then swaps over to the Sheriff. Stops him from being able to get the trade kill off properly.
What?
But then again, he hit that one, so you can't be too mad with what happened.
Nice Iko. Tuh kalau Iko malah lebih ini Jo, dapat bagus Jo.
Delay, they have to go fast. Yeah. Into the side there, so they can't really wait around and reload. It's the right call to make in the moment and almost doable. But
kalau something udah menang sih guys ini. Udah pasti menang nggak sih?
A major comeback for DRX. High-low setup for Paperrex.
It's just that one round, as you mentioned in Josh.
Di flash bahaya sih.
Nice and even. What a comeback. The high-low setup. It pays off, doesn't it? It's an opening kill onto RB.
Yo 4-5 yo.
Specific to a lot of the time. Very good against the DRX.
Ada ulti mereka.
Take that space before bursting.
Just
hanya ditahan bro. Hanya bro, jangan di retake lagi bro. Aduh, retake-nya bahaya nih guys. Mako nge-kill satu udah ulti nih bro.
And it's a re-clear called again by Paperrex. They're just contacting down into mid.
Yeah, CGRS also
ada delay suaranya. Emang iya?
Could be deep into A heaven.
Mau lompat nih guys, bisa nih guys. Aduh, A-nya dikasih free cok.
That's the second flash used. This time a bit of an indicator, but no more to play off of. They don't know if Heaven's compromised. You can see how scared they are of this while this flank comes through in and out of sewers. Stacks with the gun at hand. Ready and waiting. And now he immediately runs up onto the side. He realizes, I've got the spike. I've got to try and play for this. Satchel forward.
Aduh, satu lagi.
He swings out wide. Jing. Still in the fight.
Aduh, Jing. Buru-buru banget ultinya.
A little bit too close as well. Doesn't really get any damage at all, but they do have that Heaven control. All three players now grouped up as well. Starting to see the util. Sails through the sky. It's a snake bite. Looks off the one angle there. Shots. It's an absolute fire range from Mako. And he gets the ult off online. Spray down from Mindfreak.
Very weak.
Damage done. Mako is low. A single bullet and burst will really bring him down, and the whole defense will come crumbling. But still Buzz holding down the one extremity here into elbow. It needs to be that random kill and the random spray. The last bullet finds it, isolates it. No,
let's go!
And he wins it.
Untung Mindfreak nih bos.
Just insane.
These are the moments that are making the difference in this match, and Mako's reaction says it all. What are you supposed to do there?
Yeah,
that's almost the exact same spot that we saw. How many rounds ago? I can't even remember. 12 rounds ago, something like that.
One enemy remaining.
And this time,
13 peluru
a deity guides the bullet straight into Mako's head.
And it brings them one step closer to taking the map.
I mean, just ridiculous scenes. But yeah, you're right.
Hey bro, jangan dikasih ini bro. Hey bro, Jason, OP Sen, kasih tahu Sen, OP lu Sen.
I love the fake comeback, but I want to see DRX bring it to OT. Catching just onto the model.
Yeah, Zest's cape almost just drifting away there.
Playing as well with the judge. Now there's a star at his feet. There is a lot of danger here. I'm pretty
Lagi,
sure that
lagi.
will pull him if they choose to use it. That's a recall. Oh, well, okay. Just a start. Propped up. Divide takes the timing. Right around the side there with RB. Follow up with the rifle. Zest containing this deep push as well. Fights all over the place. Misses the shot. Forsaken. Smoke up. Props up the one way. Does he really want to try and get back onto the angle? Zest has got the read on this. He's actually got his crosshair on it.
He's in astral form.
Yep. Star.
Wow.
Up smokes. The space being gained, but that could be a play to make as well. He's going to be making a call as well that everybody's rotating away.
Yep. That's going to make CGRS and Jing ready for it. CGRS has really struggled in these anchor spots before, but Jing's been excellent with it.
It's
one thing to be aware.
Audio delay.
Thing to stop it. They know
Delay yang mana sih, Cok?
All that space was gathered. There it is! The flash! Re-swing from Jing. And it's up to Zest to try and extend the play. There's no chance in hell. That's 4 to finish for Jing. And map 1 is PaperX's.
What a turnaround. Great attempt at a comeback there from DRX too.
Nice flash, bro.
I think
Gue bilang mereka walaupun si Tigrets lagi kurang lagi deg-degan nembaknya, tapi dia suka ngebait dengan utilnya dia guys, nge-flash, ngasih info dia, tapi musuh si temannya Jing Jason tuh gak ketahuan. Lu jangan ngomong Tigrets kurang, dia supportnya lihat, Cok.
He filled the gaps on their attack side in terms of using that utility. Defensively, struggled a little, but overall was not actually required. They just went back to that 1-2 punch of Forsaken Jing.
Bind guys, bind. Let's go, bind guys, bind. Yoru nggak sih?
DRX are gonna be in their own heads about this one, I think. It's a rough situation for them to be in.
Mas Basnya untung nggak gitu nyala guys.
This team with CGRS in the roster, I mean that is what they're all going to be thinking.
Does not bode well, does it? On their map pick on top of it.
Exactly.
Going to buy next.
Jing bisa kalau Jason nggak sih?
Pulling out on Bind, by the way.
Not a clue.
Listen, they were running Reyna with something. Are they still going to be running the Reyna now? Not too sure.
They could. They totally could. Jing's played Reyna in the past. That would be weird, though. That would put Forsaken on the Rays. I don't want to theorycraft the comps because this team could be running Gecko in the next map, and it wouldn't surprise me.
We really don't know what they're going to be pulling out to Bind, but they picked it. They must have picked it for a reason. And for DRX, really got to try and rally back, I think, as well. In the short time between this map and the next as well. There's an opportunity to take a bit of a breather. Of all of this,
you can't say it's not entertaining when you watch PaperX
and
DRX play.
They always deliver, man. Absolutely always deliver. That's going to do it for map number 1. We'll see you after the break.
Aron galak, Cok. Nge-clutch mulu tadi guys, Aron guys. Ada something, Cok. Something udahan. Something, Cok. Dia main, Cok. Dia main, guys.
Okay, full focus on DM. Wait, full focus. Да, блять.
Kill banget crosshairnya. Kill banget. Anjing, tuh kan ini orang sakit, Cok, ini, Cok. Tuh. Anjing. Fuck. Anjing, apaan itu, Cok? Itu ding apaan, Cok?
Ace.
Dominating.
Sakit nih orang anjir main death message. Cepet nggak dia main death message ya? Dia high sense tuh. Cepet banget baliknya anjir tuh high sense dia.
Where?
Gak pernah jongkok dia ya coy. Iya ya, dia gak pernah jongkok ya.
Full focus, wait.
Anjing. Nembaknya kayak tenang banget anjing. Ih, udah ding anjir. Belum ya?
Siapa dia? Mantap om dia, oke.
Lihat komennya. Please, even if no visa, just swim there from Korea. Bocil kah dia?
Where you now? Korea.
10 kills remaining.
Dia di Korea guys, bukan di SG, tau gue dia di Korea. Di SG apa Korea sih gue lupa deh. Pokoknya dia ke Korea, tau gue dia balik. Jing, pantu babi. Tuh apaan anjir? Orang 20 dia 35 anjir. Oh dia di SG. Oh iya berarti balik SG dia cok. Oh soalnya di Korea nggak ada orang guys. Di SG ada orang soalnya. Sumpin. Anjing di one tap bangsat. Kalau punya MK begitu enak. Kalau punya MK begitu ngeri banget kali ya. Gue bantai-bantai anjing latihan.
Okay, watch this. It will be insane shot.
Mau nge-flick dia, mau nge-flick. Yah, nggak dapet flicknya cowok.
Wait. Nice. One more? One more? No? Yes? Yes? No? Yes? No?
Dia ikutin sense bang. Nggak anjing, sense 4 second sama anjir. Serif only tuh, serif only katanya.
Okay. Go on.
What? Ngeliat dia main ya?
This Phantom? Nah, I don't wanna play this Phantom. Is this watch party? Maybe yes.
Match found.
You play next? No, maybe no. Sheriff only? I mean, I can, but my sheriff's so bad. I don't know why. I play good with Ghost, but my sheriff's...
Deathmatch.
I suck with
Warm
sheriff.
up.
Don't know how to explain.
Apaan tuh, cok?
Because visa issue, guys. I'm not playing because visa issue.
Dia capek ngomongnya kali ya. Why you not play? Why you not play?
I hope I get visa and oh my god. And we'll play, but No time, I guess.
Anjing.
How not Okay, wait. Full focus, GM. Fuck it.
Full focus, dia main Dead Pass mau fokus anjing. Anjing. Anjing.
Got him. Got floor.
Don't kill me.
And you're done.
Dominating.
Anjing masih dapat bangsat. Ah juga nih Bro. Flicknya gitu banget ya. King.
Peace.
Udah.
I'm good for 3.
Kan orang. Ke 10 gampang banget dia anjing. Ah ngekillnya 5 sekali itu 5 ngekill.
I'll take it.
Anjir.
Oh shit.
What? What?
I don't know.
I'm good for 3.
Pick me.
Dominating.
Dibilang cheat kali itu ya anjing. Interview, cok.
Where? Oh, блядь!
Nah, блядь! Itu apa sih? Bahasa apa, guys? Oh, kalian.
10 kills remaining.
30 kill, cok. The fuck is that?
Good, cuate. I'm good for 3.
5 kills remaining. Dominating.
Papam. Pick me. Да блядь! Not like this. Ага.
Dia mati.
Be sheriff. Nah, never mind.
Never mind.
No sheriff, thanks.
Kanan.
1 kill remaining.
Jing!
One more. Hell yeah! My crew delivers.
Dia main deathmatch jadi kayak cepet banget anjing 40-nya babi. Ya nggak sih guys? Orang mah lama gitu ya, pemanasannya pasti cepet banget, cok.
Okay, I think no time. Let's go watch.
Really have the time to prepare specifically for each opponent that you have, because this is not like the regular season. You do not get a week to prepare. It's literally day after day. Maybe you get a day break, and that is all. So the best thing that you can do if you want to have a strong map pool is literally play for yourself.
I mean, even if that wasn't the case, I think throughout the group stage,
unless you're
they've been struggling. And if they've been struggling, they need to focus on themselves. They just need to focus on themselves. And you're right, though. I mean, there's nothing you can do to prepare for what's going to happen.
As you guys can see in the Prime Gaming agents are like, Cigarettes is going to play the Gecko, his main.
Ya, nggak pakai dua duelis cuma mereka, cok.
I'm not super happy on sticking with the Forsaken Harbor. I think it's okay to not have a second duelist here for Jing in most cases, especially when you're replacing Arena. But that does lose an element.
Ngeri juga, cok. Jason main Harbor, guys.
With timings of other players, and without having like a Forsaken
main Rena, cok.
on Jet, you're missing that.
changes on DRX here as well. Now going on to the fade, we saw the KO, the double info now is swapping back and swapping around, probably trying to counter a little bit of that harbor, of that well, not the reason exactly, but everything I think is going to be on Bas, because the ground is going to be completely prepared and suited for him.
Yeah, they've gone back to the comp. They played against Optic back at Champions in 2022, so they do have experience on this.
Map berapa nih bang? Map 2 guys.
See on this map as well. What do you guys make of this, Brandon Seisho?
Hopefully it's looking quite fleshed out, honestly, as well. I mean, DRX, they've been trending back to some of their old compositions when they've been running Zest in a lineup as well. And so, you know, as you guys were mentioning, you know, this is something that they have ran before.
Yeah, they only ran it, as far as I can remember, though, I think they only ran it once at Champions, at the lower bracket final on Bind. It's never actually been a map that DRX like that much, or are very good at on Bind, in my opinion. They're good domestically at it, but then when they bring it to the global events, they're a little behind. I like the composition that's being run.
Alex, gue liat radian 2 bang. Iya, Cok, Alex sempat 1 malah, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's like T1's Gecko comp, except they're running the Brim instead of the Viper.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's definitely weird.
PCU pakai UPS ke bang? Enggak.
Somewhere between the
guys, Pistoronnya mas menang nih guys. Pistoron, let's go.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully Cigarettes will have a better individual performance.
Flash pull and a satchel to take up Shower's control for DRX early on in the pistol, and there's a molly that meets them. Talking the back, nobody can really scale off of it, so giving up entirely the front section of A, including Lamps, has been given up. The reflank though.
Nice!
CGRS is already straight through the back into Showers, and they want to try and get the squeeze onto them. Buzz is alone, surrounded on every single front.
Cigarettes nih bos!
Yep, and Divide could be the difference maker, surely. There's one kill found. Still got the flash, wants to take the fight to them. Everybody's blinded! Hopping and skipping, Zest survives. Still, Boombot in his face, low enough. A single bullet will do it. Jing runs him down. And CGRS, what a
Mana yang bilang Cigarettes cupu, tai kalian semua ya. Bawel. Lihat tuh, Gecko-nya langsung keluar, Cok. Gecko-nya kangkang nih, bos.
And I don't think it's necessarily because he's playing Gecko, but maybe because he's a bit more comfortable with what they're doing. I would imagine that if Paperrex is going to play Bind, it's been something that they've been scrimming quite a bit and putting a serious focus on. They instantly had a reaction there as DRX took Shower's control to molly the front of it, Brimstone molly at the front, CGRS at the back. So it's quite a light Shower's crunch, but it was still a crunch.
One of the big questions I had, I think, when I was seeing this.
Whoa, let go!
Called Star, interesting. The free shot. Do you really want to be taking this fight into them? Of course you do. Paperrex, oh my goodness.
Cok.
Yeah, they don't back away from any sort of challenge, do they, Josh?
No, they don't, but now Jing is getting pinched. He's got to be worried about Hookah. You can soft, silent drop out from Hookah now.
Haunt was timing ever so slightly, reveals him still, maintains his hold onto it, tried to satchel him back as well. Get away from me, Mako, but the spike's in his hands. Smoke dropped. Got to expect that there could have been rotations in this time, but lots of time in the round still to make a play.
Jangan terus sih guys, supaya jangan terus ini.
Mako can definitely win these.
He just waits it out. It's a luxury that he does have. Picks up the Bulldog as well, so there is plenty of chances. Second plane is particularly safe. I mean, the man's just jump spotting through the back of the horse.
Si Jason ke A lagi, Cok.
They're worried as well that he's rotated all the way through B long.
Yeah.
You can see the positioning. I mean, they're already playing back over towards A. At least Forsaken is.
Mako's going to assume, I would guess, that Hookah's compromised because they didn't clear that area out at all. But where do you plan for? Just inside Tube?
10 seconds.
All right.
Back of the site. Yep. There's a plant. Paperrex hoping to play this one together. Mindfreak jumped out. Oh, wow. No sound cue off that.
Nice!
Into it. Yeah, that's just unfortunate timing. Silent drop, I guess, from Mindfreak.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Yep. I mean, that is a massive meta change on Bind, really. It's a small adjustment, but it makes a huge difference to the way that you run your B holds. Tell you another thing that's like a very meta thing that Paperrex do. They push sand a lot with this, you know, with
Sekarang Aaron sabar banget mainnya, Cok. Gue suka sih main sabar gitu.
And I'm wondering whether they're going to do that because
Jing dapat 2 ini. Kalau dia dapat mati nih Jing bahaya banget nih.
Play in that position as aggressively as something would on Reina.
You know, take the duel, dismiss out because you're confident you're going to win the fight.
But
he often does.
Absolutely dominating DRX in the way that they were.
Boko masih 0-0 panitia gimana ini? Berapa pas 2-0 2-0 2-0.
Anything like that can watch behind them. And usually your defaults are going to be slightly weak in that area.
Technical post.
Well, we haven't had one of these in a while.
No, we haven't. It's escaped a lot of it.
It's been very, very smooth. But yep, we're going to have a little technical pause here as one of the people restart. It gives us some opportunity to talk a bit nerdy about the way that Paperrex have been playing this. They've been playing both initiators over by B long, and you know, really heavily playing for that area of the map. CGRS has been wanting to fight a lot. I'm intrigued to see how they time it. It seems to me like they're playing those players over there.
Bisa ulti.
Crunches a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's what we saw on the pistol round, right? It's, either the dog or a flash to set it up through the TP, but if you hold on to B long, in theory, it makes it much easier to squeeze any players that try and play in showers with a new form of bind. I mean, the TP's way closer with this new iteration. So, I mean, we are really nerding out about this. We can get into podcast mode if you want.
Well, the other thing that really intrigues me too, if you haven't had the pleasure of watching Paperrex on this map for a while, you might be thinking back to the aggressive stuff that they would do with their Yoru comps in the past. Forsaken on Harbor throws the most bizarre Harbor utility compared to everybody else. I feel like every other Harbor player went to the TUI's school of learning Harbor.
Tigres gacor ya bang, waktu itu kayaknya masih grogi. Ya iya coy. Tigres satu-satunya player Thailand yang main di Master Tokyo. Betul, karena tim Thailand nggak ada guys. Tim Thailand tuh talent, tapi Thailand nggak masuk kan.
Throw his high tide through the teleporter to support his team going for sand pushes. And they'll try and fight aggressively for sand and fountain control on defense. Now, how many teams do you see that do that?
It's very creative. I mean, they are really pushing the limits of it. I mean, Forsaken loves to play Arbor as well. Spoken to him about it.
Yeah.
I've had instances as well where the entirety of the team was trolling me on social media.
True.
And I was saying, has anybody tried Harbor on Ascent? And then they were all like, oh, we'll try it. And I'm like, okay, well, sure. And then they pull it out in the playoffs, and it's just crazy. But Forsaken loves it. He you know, it's
Persia
one of the things that allows him to be that third player in, rather than one of the primary initiators, and allows him to slow it down, think more, and just collect up some of those kills. But
look, he's doing the high tide. Oh, he's doing a different high tide here. One that goes, again, though, through the teleporter and threatens like you could be pushing out sand. This, though, is a bonus round strategy for Paperrex, where they want to fight showers, pick up Thrash. What's the play with the Thrash, though? It's only Divide over towards B. It looks very weak.
ultinya kena, guys.
DRX just playing slowly.
That's incredibly weak. Flash spotting out at least one of the players. Dog also being forced out. What was that? He just lobbed through the TP.
I think that was his pistol. I think that's his,
okay.
I think that's his reliable sidearm.
Yeah, that is. That's funny, honestly. Okay, here we go. Thrash being used together. That is the Tainment just on the one around the corner. The kill's found behind the box.
Nice ulti.
Ada
ulti satu lagi.
They're picking it up. They're not worried that there's anybody coming to help and punish them for it. All right, so now they're going to have Thrash again.
They can have a go of it. Still the nade as well to clear through into the back of the side. It's going to be a Dizzy. Broken. Here's Thrash. There's a nade as well. Slams it on both sections of it. It's up to Stacks and RB to really hold their own. Rooted to the ground. Wingman falling. Pop up. CGRS not favoured with there, just couldn't quite get the rifle cooled down enough to take a shot. Mindfreaks worked his way all the way around. Oh, okay. It Stacks actually. Still Mindfreak is alive in the fight, but well, not for long. So,
dapat tiga, bonus round
idea behind it.
Jadi kalau si Seagate lompatnya sabar,
and you can see CGRS is actually playing like a ranked Gecko. It's like a very duelist Gecko. He's using his Wingman and his Dizzy in order to help give him better crosshair placement. He throws them out just to see where they get shot from, so that he knows where to pre-aim as he like drops out of hookah or something like that. You can see here he knew exactly where RB was playing. Doesn't help him actually land the kill though, as you're jumping in.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, very cute idea. Get to see one more of those creative plays. And this is that high tide I'm talking about, where they fight for sand and fountain control potentially.
The Haunt lands all the way over the top. I don't believe it tagged onto anybody.
Not sure what
the purpose of it was. Dizzy over the top. Broken. Shot out of the sky. And the high tide, I mean, Yeah, it makes it easier to fight over that sand control. There was no intention of that, though, from the Paperrex players. Flash pushing them away. They still have control of hookah. Jing is holding close. I think... Oh, my goodness. The Dizzy.
With the mosh pit lineup as well.
Just got to get out of there.
I mean, that mosh pit went all the way over the wall and landed right about where the ult orb was. So, cute trap play again.
Mau ke B mereka, Cok.
Some very nice ideas.
3B harusnya bisa sini ke standis.
Though, but it does take time off the clock. There goes the Dizzy again. How many Dizzies has he used in the round so far?
It's 3, I believe. He's throwing it straight up in the air, so he's able to get it back immediately towards safety. Trailblazer, that is a stun that latches. Nade all the way through.
Nice,
That's a TP crunch, but it's just Forsaken. Is it really a crunch if it's just a one solo player? Forsaken going for it. Up through it to be long. Last player standing is RB. Can't see a bloody thing.
And it looked like Jing was aiming at Divide there towards the end. Seeing if he could do some extra damage. He looks disappointed he didn't get the final kill.
Ulti dia keluar tapi udah mati, Cok.
Wasted his ult, but I think Paperrex had a great idea of commitment there. They stalled out DRX for so long while getting consistent information that DRX was still around B. And then when the hit started...
Jing buat ulti, ngapain lagi nih si Jing nih emang nih?
Trailblazer or something coming through? They just, boom, instantly tried to collapse on B. You love what they're doing.
You really can see how so much of the strategy of Paperrex, it centers around that B long control. It was so difficult for DRX to take it. I mean, the amount of util that was coming their way this time.
Hampir kena palanya, anjir. Kenapa kena palanya sih?
DRX.
Ya ampun.
Nice. Aware of that one. It's traded. He does well for it. Prowler in his face. Crunch through into the showers as well. Right through
sama
TP.
itu Davai, Cok.
Takes care of Divide. Mako's just running and gunning right through the smoke with the Judge in his hand. Set up for it. Close. Shoulder to shoulder. Running backwards. All over the place, isn't it? DRX with the wingman dropped down, immediately broken 2 pieces, but they still maintain control of showers, and that causes the early exit. DRX, they do not want to fight it. Through the TPs now, they get the sight. They know that it was that overcommitment, but Mindfreak hot on the trail. TP's right behind them. Can't win the fight there.
So CGRS, the substitute, left in a 1v2, tries to find a timing past the Trailblazer.
As good as util.
Quite going to manage it.
Aiming to take the fight though. The high-low setup, yeah, thrifty. Our minds were linked for a second there. That's scary.
That's a big error from Paperrex. I mean, that's one of those rounds where Coach Alex is going to be slamming the desk. All of their players decided to play like one-and-done situations. You had a player just pushed up, really aggressive, isolated in showers. That was Mindfreak. And then Forsaken was jumping around towards short. I mean, no reason for him to be playing that riskily on an anti-eco.
Ayo, jangan terlalu overpick lah. Ini Jason juga overpick jadi nih.
Back into this one. The ults are starting to build up as well here, Brent, for the attacking side. So DRX are going to have a round. Maybe this one, maybe the next.
I love this development of the meta, where people are just trying to headbutt the util that flies over the top.
Yeah. There's only a few lineups where you can punish it in that way.
Here we go. Nightfall gives them showers control all the way through. Again, City Orbital Strike being used right through main. Satchel to avoid it. Damage is done though. Sets up Mindfreak. It's able to beam it through. Jing through the back of the site. It's on top of it. On top of the truck. It's 2 kills. Jump spot. Wide swing. Wants to take the fight. Spike drop down. There's really no reason to give Stacks that one, but he does it.
Sabar aja, ada 2 orang belakang.
With Jing and enough time bought. That was a really rapid flank while all that was going on. CGRS and Divide. They didn't take the TP. They opted to just run all the way from Fountain.
Mindfreak was asked to do everything in that round too.
Biasaan Cok si Jing nih. Bas dia sabar dikit, temennya belakang udah pasti nge-flank, Cok.
And manages to also get this kill onto Zest right before he falls. Right as his ultimate timing is going on.
Biasanya ini emang kalau anak muda tuh gitu guys. Anak muda tuh pasti kalau nggak ada something diomelin, nggak akan diomelin guys. Kalau ada something, don't pick, Djaja don't pick. Segitu.
But they're also putting enormous
somethingnya nggak ada kan soalnya. Jadi something kan orangnya main ini guys, mainnya santai. Apa sih mainnya bilangnya disiplin sih something.
As most teams would. They're not trying to fight heavy for showers control and play retake. Retake, what does that mean? Retake? I've never seen a retake.
Yeah, I do love it though. I mean, I think Paperrex have got a really clear idea of this. I was just about to talk about it in one of the prior rounds before there was just an absolute explosion occurring across the screen and bodies were dropping all over the place. But this heavy B long pressure is excellent. We saw how hard it was for DRX to take it. It gives them easy access to showers. They can push deep out of it as well in contact like they did in that last round if they want to. And that gives you good information if DRX are playing slow.
So, iya sih, ada don't die. Ini kan. Don't die. Karena duit guys, sekali lagi kita kan duitnya kan lagi sekarat tuh. Jadi mati sayang ngilangin 3.000 buat beli senjata, Cok.
Then they tried to copy other teams, have never been able to make it work. Something about the way that this team plays and the way that they think about the game does not gel with Bind. They're constantly readable and end up getting flanked.
Mouse keyboard bisa bos diri bisa dong.
So Paperrex have a fantastic opportunity to keep this one going. And
ya JJ 10-4 anjing.
DRX. Without something even being here in Tokyo, and that would be so crucial for them too, Brent.
Gila, Tigres mau ulti lagi guys, 1 kill lagi ulti kalau nggak ambil, wah 4 ulti tapi ya DRX ya.
One of the things we haven't really spoken about, but it's so important. I mean, if Paperrex ended up winning, it would just be, you know, even if it's an extra couple of days, could be all the difference if they can get their full roster together. Here's DRX, flash in their face, Forsaken. Oh my goodness, okay, backing away, covered his feet just to try and survive. Interesting usage, rocket, sails and lands. Onto the top of the truck, Forsaken though, out to the one side of it, and here we go. Potential detainment as well, Thresh was coming right through the TP showers. Control is there, still occurring from RB. Plan, jump spot, right click, not enough to claim the kill. Mako's got his ult, Viper's Pit, now in play, flashed up, blinded up, goop in his face, nobody can see a bloody thing. It stacks, left again to contain and control the stalwart defender. Through into short Zest. Over the top now, Horn going to be spotting quite a bit as well. All 3 players being lit up towards the back of the site, and RB needs to be final line of defense and a bit of a difference maker. Take the fight, just holding his ground. The plant's down, gives a bit of a breather. Holding towards the back, Zest will hold into 1 kill before being traded. It's a 2 versus 2. They need this pit to go down, and Mako's still alive. It's a real nuisance to get through. The fog settling in, random spammers. Mindfree will back away, but it's a consolidation kill. The round win goes to DRX. Heavy investment, scrappy, all over the place.
And I feel like Paperrex had an opportunity to
wah, 4 ulti anjir buat menang. Itu pun masih mati 4, Cok. Buat mahal. Oke.
The Dizzy came out there, and the player just whiffed. Can't exactly recall who it was, but they had their opportunity to take down Mako instantly, drop the Viper's Pit and make this a sensible retake, and they just couldn't quite land the shots.
Jason belum kelihatan Jason, Son.
DRX get another.
Ayo Son, kasih tau Son.
Back and forth so far this map.
Ya ulti Jason nih buat retake. Retake bro.
Yeah, making it more even.
But that's what I said, DRX were getting so close to those ultimates and decided to spend them all in that round. And it has knocked the economy for Paperrex. It's an important, pivotal, economic swing round. But we saw Paperrex being excellent on the Thrifties in map 1.
Yeah, you cannot count them out. Even with the Stingers, a rifle or 2, they will make plays, they will take risks. They'll win their aim duels.
DRX kaya terus lagi, Cok.
Especially
itu masih ada terus mereka.
Reckoning to work with and Jing 1 away from a showstopper. Oh yeah. If Jing finds a kill, I mean, then the ultimate situation can turn the round completely on its head. DRX are holding a very strict, slow default to start this round. And now they've backed up.
It's because they're scared, but the more time they waste, the worse it's going to look. They haven't bled out the molly. Grouped up towards A. Here's the wall going up. Mindfreak is close. He actually needs somebody to spot this for him. There's a Reckoning being held at his back. He hears the dog. There's a molly. There's the ult trying to buy time. And a Dizzy!
Nice banget flashnya Tigres
lihat. Blind as anything, man. Screen completely obscured. Stuns there. Cancer up Mako for the kill.
And
one swing to trade. Stacks is eventually brought down to his knees. Out to the open though, DRX might be able to salvage this as well. Zested claim control of showers with the stinger from that range.
Kayak gitu.
CGRS pulling it out of nowhere. RB round the back, spots it, and well, can't take the fight to him.
We were being kind to CGRS in the first match.
Lihat flashnya Tigres, Cok.
But he's
kalau nggak ada flash Tigres nggak bisa 3-3 itu Mindfreak.
The utility support for Mindfreak was beautiful.
Lihat bos flashnya bros.
The Dizzy comes through, catches onto Buzz.
Itu flashnya kalau nggak itu nggak ada flashnya nggak akan buta dia tuh. Stun lagi, lihat stunnya tadi.
Anchor this spot. And then not only does Cigarettes provide value with his utility, he also picks off 2 with the Stinger towards the end. This is Paperrex playing with, 5 people having impact compared to having to pop him in the backpack.
And it's whimsy.
Ulti lagi sekarang.
From the Paperrex players. I think they can go into this match as well, probably thinking near the beginning, guys, okay, let's just have fun with it. We're not playing with our active roster. We've only had 10 days of practice. Let's make the most of it.
God, the fun buff goes crazy.
It goes crazy, I'm telling you. Every event, there feels like a team that's just like, guys, let's just have fun with it. And they pop off, they do well. Here's an attempt from DRX. They do take that Lamb's control. There's a pull. It's really mistimed a little bit. An attempt to re-clear into showers. Orbital strike pushes Buzz really far back into it. Lined up. Zest lands that one shot with the Sheriff. Rocket up in the air. Jing. Oh my goodness. He's an easy target. The rifles sail them away to the round win, hopefully. Mako though still alive with 7.
2-1 guys, jangan di-pick Mako. Nice. Nice one.
It does shut it down. It's safe enough.
A little shake of the head there for Jing. I would have a heart attack coaching this team. I would have a heart attack being a fan of this team, Bren. The way that PaperX played the anti-ecos has got me sweating. I mean, they are Mind Freak just, again, isolated in showers. Really weird showers hole. Jing just bouncing around.
Untung Stacks nggak kena tembakan yang nge-wave, Cok.
And yeah, they clean it up.
Nice.
Kurangnya kayak,
Love to see it. You love to see it.
Walaupun something nggak main, backupnya tetap jalan, guys. Flashnya dapet, backupnya jalan. Waduh, overpick Jing kenapa begitu ngepicknya anjing. Aneh-aneh si Jing nih emang nih.
So an actual good attempt here to take that B-long control, which DRX have already just vacuumed up the space.
Yeah, and you were talking about how important that area of the map is for PaperX.
By denying it now, you
Stuck lagi bau banget. Stuck kan dia IGL, Cok. Makanya jadi IGL tuh susah, Cok. Kayak BNK juga sama.
3 other players now over towards B. They're gonna try and re-clear this.
Yes.
But just just dry picking. There's no util. And the trade time and the swing time and the Forsaken.
Picknya aneh kan mulai kan anjir. Kalau udah menang begitu di PaperX tuh anjir. Banget throw, udah menang juga.
Takes those fights, a bit of a timing. CGRS. When's the smoke gonna fade? Spotted out by the dog. Haunts around over the side. A bit of spam as well. They seem to be aware of it. That was. Where was that from? All the way back into spawn. The wallbang kill onto Buzz, and it's caused a full rotation. Backing away. They don't want to give away anything in a 2v4.
CGRS is one away from Thrash as well. I think that's why they were fighting so heavily over that B-long ult-orb. But now, he's going to need to kill in order to get it online. And will he even have time in a clutch situation like this?
Mako is in the middle of nowhere, but the rest of the players' positions for DRX is actually quite nice. Doubled up in lamps. Late hold into showers.
Saving sih kalau gue sih. Kalau gue saving sih, kalau gue sih saving ya bro ya. Nah kan pintar. Udah kalau gue sih saving bro.
Too many layers to get through.
Duit nggak bagus-bagus banget.
That's an unfortunate one. I mean, they still have money to be able to buy for next round as well. Jing, his cash might be strapped just a small amount, but if you save a rifle, I actually think I'm in favor of CGRS just running in and dying here. Because you get Thrash online for a potential play in round 11, and you actually don't get punished with the economy. That's not going to happen, though. So we might see another big clash over an ult-orb. We've seen PaperX fight for B-long control a lot.
Thank you guys, ribunya guys ya.
They made that play off the Thrash. We're fighting showers to try and set up CGRS for the ult-orb.
Ya, aneh banget bertiga tuh.
Obviously, there's only 2 to play for on this map, but my point being that they have at various times stacked over towards them just to be able to
ini defense map. Kalian map apa sih bang? Gue nggak tahu juga sih guys. Map attack. Ini map defense sebenarnya. Map attack sih guys sih. Menurut gue.
DRX also have 3 players. So this might end up just getting sorted instantly.
Yeah, is it going to be a coin flip round?
Look at the snake
bite. Nggak sih guys hitungannya?
It's over the top. They just want to push right past it. Doesn't matter if there's a snake bite.
What the fuck is that?
Just run him over. It's a firing line. Oh, that is disgusting. You walk into that one, you are not making our alive.
4 orang, coy. Itu gimana nembaknya anjing?
There was some damage done, but it's Mako and RB.
Yeah, I think so.
You saw the same high tide being thrown there from Forsaken.
Over.
It's done.
We've got a minute 10 to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, pick a topic.
Okay, Greek mythology. You want to revisit that?
I'm afraid I'm not brushed up. I mean, what on earth do RB and Mako do?
You just save. You just save. The spike is not retrievable here.
They've got money, though. That's the weird thing for the final round. But it's just over. What an incredible play, though. I mean, PaperX want the ult-orb.
Pakai dijagain ya. Iyalah, kamu mau masuk. Masih saving berdua, Cok.
And PaperX know that DRX are going to try and deny it. So they're like, okay, let's stack 4 people over there and run at them. I mean, I love the way that these teams are thinking about each other and playing. And this is a stimmied up ball of destruction.
Itu nembaknya gimana anjing, ada 4 orang, Cok.
It's just prime Paperrex. It really is.
Meanwhile, ZOWIE has gone and collected the other ult orb.
Yeah.
So they weren't
Great
even
decision
required to use the thrash.
Yeah. I do love the decision to run the replay as well when there's like 30 seconds left in the round. It's like we all know what's happening. What is he playing on there? He's just scaring Forsaken. Oh, we got it.
Tembak si Jason anjing.
I want to know what Forsaken's reaction was like.
Wes.
He attempted to punish. Quick little reminder, Mako is still him.
Oh, God. This game is a delight.
What a difference in the faces. I mean, DRX are not even that far behind in terms of rounds, but they're feeling the stress.
Oh, of course they're feeling the stress, yeah. I mean, this isn't their map pick. And like I said earlier, it's
84 yuk. 2 ulti, Cegeres ulti, Davai ulti, let's go. Bas ulti, Jazz ulti. Oke, ini bahaya sih.
And then if they lose, they're in a disastrous spot.
Last play. It's the last round for it. Fresh going forwards. Barreling into it. Right for short. There's a rocket exchange as well in the Razors, but I don't know what's going on. Quite taken though. Jing's still alive in it.
Bom Jing. Ada bom Jing anjing.
Pushing them back, but they have lost that shower's control. Can Zest do anything with it? Flank through cave. CGRS. There was somebody watching, and I believe that was RB for just a moment. There's a real chance for some timings to be taken. That was Fight swinging through. Nice. Flash to really set it up. Nightfall as well. Scattered us across. Jing can't hear any sound cues. Just trying to buy time as well. Create and hold this space. Zest out in the open. It's got to be called. Jing fight close with the reload.
Nice.
And Mako seeks as well.
Let's
to
go.
win out his fights by swinging close
panas
through
nih,
the site.
bos.
But yeah, Paperrex just unrelenting. Not willing to give up a semblance of map control towards Showers.
First map, a 9-3 half from Paperrex. Second map, 8-4 half from Paperrex. They're playing so well with a team that they never had any intention of playing with this roster at Masters Tokyo. If they had it their way, CGRS wouldn't be in the lineup. No,
okay, let's go.
No shame to him. It's just not their normal.
Gak ada something gak masalah. Ada Jing. Gak ada something gak masalah. Ada Cigarettes anjay. Ada Cigarettes, Cigarettes.
Yes, another dominant half, Kakuka on a comp that we've never seen before.
Exactly. No time before this we have seen this specific comp. We know that it's a little bit of special, having the Brimstone, having the Gecko, and having the Harbor. To me, the most impressive, alongside that Gecko, has been Jing putting up the same performance that we saw on that first map.
Jing's movement is insane, but you can tell CGRS is so much more comfortable on this fourth round where they go for really cool bonus, by the way, with the Thrash. He's just reclaiming his Dizzy so many times. They re-clear again as well with the dog coming through, and there's so many pieces of util that he's finding so much extra value with because he's able to pick them up, bouncing it off of the truck, you know, being able to re-clear space, re-pick up the wingman. It's really
no something
nice.
We have Udut. Iya Udut, coy. Ini Udut, guys. Cegeres nih, guys. Udut, guys. Udut Cegeres, guys.
Calling these things. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna DC this. You can pick this. I'm going to throw the mosh pit. You know how to use your ultimate that I think was so valuable for them in so many rounds, and I can feel him as they're moving, making those goals, and also going on the flank. So if he manages to pull out this performance, Paperrex is taking the win again.
It reminds me of what Josh was talking about on Split about when
enak ntar si Cegeres bisa diffuse pakai Gecko. Ini enak banget, coy. Ntar diffuse, coy.
All the plays for himself, right, on that defensive side. And you saw that's where they struggled. That's where he struggled as well. And now he's comfortable. And with this first half from Paperrex, it's a really dominant one. DRX, while they've reverted to some
baju Paperrex di mana, Bang? Di store-nya Paperrex, dikirim langsung dari Singapura, guys. Belum ada store-nya di Indo ya. Ngeplannya juga enak, Cok. Nggak harus pakai orang ngeplannya. Ngeplan ya? Oh iya, ngeplan. Maaf, guys.
They have to bring this half back. Bren and Saisha is now or never.
Menang pistol, menang sih, guys.
Yeah, I mean, these 8-4 half for Paperrex, it's sheer domination every time they've started out on the maps. But we've seen, you know, DRX, they put together some sort of a comeback. You know, there was a semblance to it on the first map. They couldn't quite close it out, bring it all the way into OT. But right now, the way Paperrex are playing, it just feels like they are, you know, improvising, throwing out plays, whatever the team wants to do, making calls, playing with confidence. It's all there for them, and you're seeing it once more manifest. They are straight up through into B-Long. Cove to get them in as well. Nade towards the side onto the one angle. Molly on top of it. It's all coming together. And where's the defensive utility? Anything to slow them down? Mako in tube. They don't have control of elbow. Satchel's pushing it back and away. Okay, and a call is made. Is DRX want to try and flood into this one right through the smoke? It's successful.
DRX needed that
one absolutely imperative pistol in order to avoid a disaster of slipping down to the lower bracket.
Biasaan dah,
And what a crossfire they had between those two.
Entry-nya si 4 second yang duluan, Cok.
And Zest slipping into the site here. Usually they're going to have Jing playing way further forwards than this. When you see the rifle rounds, Jing's going to be double blast packing in, and that breaks those kind of crossfires. But on a pistol round, they're not going for that. Much more of a slow approach into the site. And DRX going for that bonus round buy.
Oh, they're going to be meeting a boatload of players though. Got to back out of there. You get your two, and they're like, we don't even want to cross with them at all in terms of what they're putting up with the classics. Even still, give up and concede that space into shower, setting up Jing into a forward position,
nih, guys.
Still with the weapons, they should be okay. There you go.
Looks clean, in fact.
Yeah, spam through the wall, left it up to just Forsaken and Divide, and doesn't really feel likely that they're going to be able to get too much done. Happy to take a fight with Buzz. Yeah, looking like all 5 players surviving from DRX. So it will be flawless. Unless Divide can do a bit of damage. Ping onto the Ghost. Flash misses. There's one. Okay. Buzz taken out. Is that a Bulldog?
Which won't matter if Stax is able to retrieve it.
Oh, well.
But if the Vi can do more damage, that would be huge.
He's just going to save the Bulldog.
Well,
no, he's not.
And Stax is making a beeline for it too. RB throws him his.
Oh, he was trying to throw it over the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
F-nya DRX nih Bang Baya. Let's see, makanya Cok. Ayo dong, jangan terlalu barbar juga anjing.
A bonus round with some serious sting to it. DRX have got a chance of getting the rounds essentially level here if they're able to pull this one off.
Duh, Jason apa 4-11 ya Jason ya? Kenapa Jason dah?
Keep an eye on how Forsaken uses his utility on the attack side. It's so different to all the other harbors. The high tides he goes for, often using his cove, not to get the plant, but to get them out through choke points. It's very unique.
Essential beginning. Bonus round conversion for DRX would put him in contention once more.
Yep, I mean, this is a weird high tide.
It is, it just rips its way through. It grants them a bit of a pocket to play through, doesn't it? Oh, okay, here's the mosh pit. Over towards the top. That's into triple, Dizzy, and the nade. Snakebite used just on the default box angle. They have Shower's control as well. They're taking up pretty much all of this one. Now Wingman going for the plant. Fast flank through now. Prowler and a Trailblazer used at the same time, and Mindfreak just doesn't have the bullets to spare, really, for it. Flash into the corner. CGRS can't see a thing, and the placement's just not good. Bit of a wraparound. Buzz, is he going to miss this timing? Jing takes a fight. 2-0.
Nice!
Oh, my! Collapse. Straight onto short. Mako and RB. What can they get done now? Noise cues cut away, yet Device still remaining sharp, in control as well of Lambs, making sure nobody can walk past any of those high tides. So there is no conversion of the bonus round. A decent try by DRX, but Paperrex still holding on to this lead.
Tipis anjing itu tuh bahaya banget anjing sumpah.
Sick round from Paperrex though, really is. They segment off the site into little chunks with their high tide and their brim smokes, and then they can combo the flashes to be able to get through. Then in the post plant, Jing does such an excellent job there of being able to hold his ground in pocket, slow people down so that Forsaken gets the backstab. It's really tough to deal with what Paperrex does on the A side of the map. Their B hits tend to be a little more standard, but A is anything but.
Isn't this different? It's all 5 players grouped up into sand. Horn destroyed, there was a timing there that says potentially could have been punished. Trailblazer, that stun connects. Forsaken's already in. Nade at his feet, mosh pit over the top. It's a full util dump, the execute, and the mosh pit lands the kill. Spray transfer from Buzz, almost landing the third. That is absurd. He's made it even. 3 versus 3, Spike's trying to get planted. Snakebite, rebounds. They're in the close corners here through the smoke. Movement from RB. Enough to jiggle as well. It makes it a favorable fight for him. It's just down to Divide. Flash in 12 seconds. Is he even going to have time to really play for this one? He knows exactly where he is. Onto the corner.
So many moments like that in this game.
Yep, there's one. 5 seconds until the flash comes through. ping on 2. The tap already onto the spike. It's halfway through. RB just sticking it. And yeah, just couldn't quite land the shots. Thought he was off. One of the fuses coming through. 40 put in enough damage, but was just not quite landing.
Apa sih nggak bisa pause plan aja ya?
Bad comms there too. The plant was tucked into a corner. There wasn't really possibility that the player could have been on the left-hand side of the spike. And yet, yeah, not really communicated to him in that situation. And I kind of lied to you all. I said that their B hits were fairly standard. This one was weird.
I did think you were about to set up a cast the curse. As soon as I saw them grooving up towards hookah, I was like...
I mean, it was an odd pop.
It was, yeah.
What I meant was that Jing tends to double blast back through.
Yeah.
The rest of them follow out, but
more standardized. But that was just...
The high tide makes that one really odd.
It is an attempt to clear out towards Shower.
Taruh gerasa gerusuk nih, Cok. Bahaya nih, Cok.
Buzz is one away from the ult. Doesn't go for the orb, though.
Yeah, bit strange, but he just wants to get back to short. Have they got a Season 8 combo or something? Zest is definitely holding utility. Could be a Prowler, though, for RB to peek off.
Here we go. Talking about set executes. Here's another one. Reckoning. Stuns landing. There's a Mosh. Towards the side of Triple. Still this time, Shower's control is maintained. RB will fall at the back of the side, but 2 players need to hold this ground from DRX right now. It's on to Buzz and Zest, Forsaken, eager to take the fight. The satchel, yeah, that's Buzz. Set up nicely for it. Offsetting of the aim, bit of a tap through with a horn connecting. Jing still needs to hold it down into lamps, make sure that nobody can cross. As well is going to be trying his hardest, but with the Prowler latching onto him close to the corner, flash and a seize, and the snake bite, it's all combo together. That is beautiful. Okay, showstopper, maybe a little bit overkill. Potentially the kill was already theirs, but it's brought an ult of his own.
Nice.
Up close into the face.
Kenapa di-pick sih, Cok? Aduh, malah ada granat loh dia.
So damn close with the timing, but it is DRX winning that round.
DRX are just about holding on in these kind of situations, only just. The crucial element to me is the fact that they managed to maintain Shower's control. The high tide that Forsaken throws kind of segments off Triple and Showers so that they don't have to worry about that. They can take lamps, they can take backside, and then they return back to Showers later
granat dulu,
on.
lempar ke situ, mantulin masih bisa, Cok.
Means that they never have to worry about the backstab, and that post-plant position is denied. They haven't really been missing him that much today, to be honest.
We'll see how the series plays out. Right now, once more, it's DRX who are mounting that comeback. This time, similar scenes. This mosh pit looks like it's going to land on the backside of B long. Where's it going? Over the side, Trailblazer. There's the Seekers. It's a pull into the mosh, but it's all a little bit mistimed. And enough of the defensive utility of DRX that it does stave them back.
Tuh kebanyakan kok util tapi nggak ada yang berhasil, Cok.
Just a little set play, potentially for a pick, so that they could commit afterwards. Still a Thrash to work with here.
Map 3 sih, anjing.
They're hoping that they can barrel over somebody from DRX that's pushed through Showers or short.
Satchel into the face, it's traded.
Good trade.
Yeah, with those guns, are they going to take the DPs? They are. Long control is being held this entire time by Device. Still, they don't have any real idea of where players are onto the site.
And now Device making noise, which makes them think they've gone B, but actually Forsaken stayed to get a rifle, and now he's calling them to come back.
Yep.
It's layers on layers, running rings around DRX.
My brain is struggling to keep up here. Wingman, send them charging in, going for the plant, so that's going to be
30 seconds left.
Finally getting themselves into this post-plant situation.
Devi is miles away currently, but DRX are not starting this quickly, waiting for the high tide to fall perhaps.
Try and play aggressively with the Thresh. I mean, they still see DRS playing into Showers. He has the ult, but with Forsaken falling, they might not opt to actually use this one. No, he still does. It's being used close to detain, up in the air. Didn't actually catch. Stacks. Oh, he covers his teammates back. Buzz can't get the weapon out. Bit of a tap onto it. It's left down to it. What is that? The flick to the side. Zest lovely once more with the movement. Shots need to be fired off, and with the Sheriff in his hands, doesn't have to go for the job.
Mulu, Cok. Padahal bisa main post plan loh. Kenapa ya, anjir? Bingung gua loh.
9-9 being that scoreline in terms of the rounds. DRX have really dragged this one all the way.
It feels very similar to map 1. The sides obviously swapped around, but DRX have mounted a comeback here, and Paperrex are struggling to get anything. Now, it was about at this point on Split where we saw Paperrex have an adjustment that allowed them to pull out a couple of their own and get across the line. But at this point, despite the fact that PaperX are getting aggressive, putting pressure on DRX, getting plants down even, they're not actually being able to get aggressive in post-plant spots like I'm used to seeing. If you think back to Split, they would get the plant down and then they'd all be fighting A Heaven, for example, or you know, someone's making a push, someone's making a play to stop DRX from having these.
Ada post plan bisa banget itu guys, sumpah guys, bisa itu guys.
And I haven't noticed that too much
Udah berkali-kali gagal gara-gara nge-pick padahal.
Aggression might be the name of the game instead of dropping back and playing post plan.
Kalau map 3 menurut gua agak berat sih guys ya.
Running into as well is that they are committing a ton of util with the first layer, first wave, just trying to push back and take the site.
Yeah.
I don't think they've really got anything in the tank to try and refight again.
Yeah,
and take space further because they are using everything when they're going for these XX.
Yeah, it's a really great point. I mean, DRX are just allowing them to util dump on the site. And as long as DRX don't get caught in those anchor positions, then they have a massive utility advantage to be able to retake with.
This timeout. Maybe adjustments can be made here. 9-9. DRX have earned themselves back into it. And here we go. There will be a fight that's going to be taken pretty quickly now as we are jumping back into the action. 30 points, seconds to spare. There we go. On top of truck, Buzz going to be holding close to the corner. Heavy group up into short from PaperX. Might want to play with a bit of aggression. Here's an orbital strike as well at play. Trailblazer, Cascade. High Tide rips through. Tons of util being used in conjunction. There's a Dizzy and there's a kill. Buzz just trying to vacate, trying to drop off the backside of truck, but he paid for it with his life. Wingman out. That plan off, a bit of spam as well. It's a hard target to hit, and now the showers lurk all the way through into the back. Zest aware of it, but already the back of the site. There's that aggression at play. Giving up control of showers, and they'd rebounding to the side. Zest
nice!
Is an absolute difference maker, but he will go down to the util regardless. It's up to RB. They can't stand it.
Itu dong. Jing harus marah dulu, Cok. Ini Jing yang nge-carry, guys, sumpah.
Adjustment by PaperX.
Ini bukan tim play, ini Jing doang guys yang lagi panas, Cok.
But the piece that they do use, the Dizzy, CGRS's entering off of it is absurd. He jumps through exactly as the Dizzy is landing.
Dapat 2 dia. 3 kan dia dapat.
And they have a double late
Ini harus tim play guys, ini belum tim play nih guys. Ini Jing yang
there to be able to mop it up. Cool adjustment, excellent entry, and you can tell this guy's a Gecko one trick. I mean that in the best way possible. I mean his utilization and timing.
Mereka iko next.
Really good.
Crunch towards showers potentially. There was a flash there. Grouped up. DRX, they got to know there's players out here. You're going to just push right through the smoke. Nothing to set this one up.
Wow. That is a bold read from DRX, and there was nobody there. I don't know what that's based off. Maybe the fact that Forsaken was throwing utility over towards B. Maybe the fact that there was, you know, no Cascade used at the beginning of the round.
Ini Jing harus bareng, si Jing harus ada yang trade.
PaperX have been playing quite grouped up, so maybe just expected to catch the late load play.
Ada yang trade sendirian gitu loh. Itu tuh yang jelek, Cok. Jadinya mati gampang.
And the rifle was salvaged by Buzz after it fell on the opposite ends of showers. He didn't let that one fall into enemy hands. Seconds left. DRX feeling like they've got the read. Smoke's dropped down, cutting up a decent portion of it. There's Dizzy, RB close though, and he's gained as well an upgrade for himself. Picks up the rifle. Here's the wingman. Any sort of covering fire? That's going to be denied. Surely, no, still planted. No, brought down. Spike dropped down. No fight taken here with the Satchels. Right into the smoke with the shorty, and the Sheriffs are going to be in play once more. Mako.
Coba sekali thrifty lagi sih. Astaga lo, cumpa lo, nggak aneh lo mainnya lo.
Left, CGRS. They know where he is, stunned up. They're going to be hunting him down, making sure that he can't get away with anything at all.
This round has just saved DRX on this map, potentially. This is going to draw things level at 10-10, a thrifty that they've pulled out of nowhere, despite the fact that they lost a player right at the start of the round. They were so confident in this read that it was going to end A. They saw Forsaken throwing high tides and cascades and all sorts of stuff on the other side of the map, and just did not buy it. 3 players stacked over here, focused on short. They get the pick on Jing, no punish, and then Forsaken's throwing wiggly walls all over the place towards short, completely alone.
Nggak, larinya begitu si Jason loh, main masuk ke smoke aja, Cok.
Is fundamentally too risky for me.
It's fun.
It's definitely fun.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, unless you're a PaperX fan or Coach Alex, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just going to be causing stress. Here we go. Nightfall's going to be used as soon as the first wave of utility jumps out towards short, so Prowler's even as well, chasing them all the way into market. Even the C's used on top, so a lot of util used in response by DRX here.
Jing's got a judge. If he decides to go for a double blast pack push out through hookah.
Got the satchels for it.
Mako's going to be the target.
Rebound off the wall with a cove. Tries to get him in. There's a flash into the corner. Hands over the rifle. Here's the ult. Online rocket right into tube. Nobody's going to be there to receive it.
Ya, Mako nggak kecek, Cok.
This is absolutely gorgeous. CGS gets off of it. Plan going off still. Finds the kill in a trade in the middle of nowhere. The fast reactions. Nade rebounding, forces him into the fight and forces him into a 1v1. He will go down post-mortem at that.
How do you expect Divide to be in this spot? There's just no way.
Wraps all the way.
You think he's long or elbow?
He's waiting to hear a sound cue from the drop. Hits it, and that's when he strikes.
The difference that CGRS has made from map 1 to map 2 is fabulous. I know that this is still a really close map, but it's just been night and day. Getting him on the Gecko on maps that make sense might be a major win condition for Paperrex. I mean, look how much more confident he looks. That pick, delightful. This
Oh, yang salah Jason, nggak salah Jason guys. Cuman Jason ini nggak tenang mainnya guys.
And then that, grabbing a third onto
Ada ulti nih, ada ulti bro.
He's just won them the round.
It's crazy. So well played towards the end as well, Divide. Consistent. Here's another fast play though. It's DRX with their own spin on things.
Nice.
Showstopper straight down short. They cleared all the way out through A, and a reaction from Paperrex. Still, he has to fuse. Rocket right through the TP. No damage done. They're already into the site. Seekers and a Thresh all used together. One after another.
Oke, post plan. Udah face sendiri lagi, Cok. Nice.
Watching onto the flank.
Balik Fi.
Lurking up here. It is Buzz.
Nice.
Elbow control.
Fi balik Fi.
Adaptions that you start to see from Paperrex. They love to change up their positioning. It's aggressive, fighting towards the back, not letting DRX set themselves up nicely. Even with the Thresh picked up as well, that's going to be pushed all the way deep into the spawn.
Mereka saving, Cok.
DRX, they've got nowhere safe to stand.
This has got to be a save, and it's going to allow Paperrex to get up to match.
Oke, Jason ada ulti guys.
Using a substitute, playing against their rivals, who they've had the better end of in the last couple of matches. Doesn't matter which roster DRX have used, Foxy9, Zest, either way, they have fallen recently.
Right there.
Historically, DRX has been the best team in the Pacific region by usually a long shot. They've taken on challengers like Paperrex and turned them into mincemeat with their more disciplined style. But something recently has just changed. And even without something, it's
Atau lagi. Ada Jason ada ulti sih guys.
You gotta stop,
man. Bisa nih guys, ayo.
Change their names. I'm putting in a formal complaint or something.
No one wasn't even deliberate. But what a day this is for Paperrex.
It's huge.
And what a disaster for DRX though. Like I said earlier, if you can't beat them with CGRS in the roster, when are you going to get your wins?
When are you going to get your wins? One more round. It's all it'll take for Paperrex.
Nice. B-nya kosong.
Towards sand. Trailblazer, high tide. Clears it through. It's an interesting adaptation again. It's a nade, sails through with the mosh pit all the way. Things over the top. Dizzy right behind him. Plant will go down here. Lost control towards the back of the side because Jing's already there.
Aduh, Jing maju banget, Cok.
And he was on that angle, so they do trade it out, even though they couldn't see where he was. Molly towards their feet. Nobody can get in towards the back of the site, but DRX need to salvage it. They need to find a way back in. Deep smoke, placed, Horn, broken, pushing them off. Cosmic Divide as well. They choose to play up close. This is Paperrex, making an in-the-moment call. It's agile, spray trans are not connecting short.
Let's go!
Play with the rifles. It's up to Zest.
Lagi.
One man against the world. Let's keep his team in it. The extension of play, is it there?
Nice!
Not quite at all, Paperrex. Today, Josh, whimsy ruled the day.
What a performance from this team. Just playing some gorgeous VALORANT.
DRX sudah
bitter disappointment
bukan raja lagi guys ya.
Not even a third map. A 2-0.
Ngapas gua nih anjing.
Just bewilderment, I feel.
Kayaknya gua rasa guys ya. Tahu nggak kenapa DRX udah turun guys? Udah turun performanya. Bas lagi nggak nyala guys berapa match. Bas lagi turun performanya. Mako juga udah nggak sepedes dulu guys ya.
Up against NRG at Champions. Lower bracket final, ended up getting eliminated from the tournament there.
That kind of stuff will be replaying through their minds.
Absolutely. Chet's going to be able to reuse his prep from last year.
Mantap Bas nyala, Cok. Nggak nyala, guys. Bas, guys. Kalau Bas nyala kayak biasa dia ngebantai-bantai, Cok. Mako juga nggak kayak dulu. Iya, Mako. Bas itu udah turun. Maksudnya nggak sepanas pas waktu juara 1 DRX anjir itu.
They buy a critical lifeline. More time for
Bas tuh kadang nyala, kadang enggak, tapi mostly nggak nyala, guys. Pas nyala, pas beberapa map doang. Cuman mostly kayak kemarin tadi turun kan tuh. Pakai res, hitungannya itu biasa aja, guys.
Is a Gecko one trick. That was pretty evident. You know, the performance from map 1 to map 2. He was pulling out some incredible little tech onto Bind specifically, and it really did catch a team.
RB masih normal, RB normal.
Off guard.
But he also looked more confident in terms of
thank you yang sudah menonton, makasih yang udah like, share, and subscribe. Thank you udah dukung Paperrex terus, guys ya. Kita masih bertahan di atas, di lab bracket atas, belum turun ke lower, teman-teman. Oke, Paperrex akan melawan Fnatic yang susah ya, guys ya. Ngomongnya something main lawan Fnatic, gue nggak tahu, guys. Let's go. Paperrex juga sebaliknya, bang, naik level jauh playernya, betul. Guys ya, lawannya berat, guys. Lawan kita bakalan Fnatic, coy ya. Kalau tanpa lawan Fnatic tanpa something, gue agak pesimis, tapi let's see, guys. Ini aja kita bisa, guys. Tanpa something pun masih bisa ya, guys, lawan DRX ya, guys ya. So, thank you teman-teman semua. Kita pindahkan dulu viewers siapa ya. Ada yang nobar sih anjing tumben. Oke guys, thank you guys. Sampai jumpa di live streaming. Ryuji signing out, guys. See you and bye-bye. Makasih guys. Paperrex Fnatic kapan bang? Mungkin 2 hari lagi kali. Thank you guys.